in the night. So cold rocket dreams, resilience in the fold. Hedge pressure rising, the charts are bold. DD bands rapping, stories untold. Riding with rockets through the AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade hold never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the chart, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Treading roll, the pulse ascending. Mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with your AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, checking the charts. Midnight glory. Sanctuary in all its blending. Mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
Hey guys, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. What's up, friends? Ooh, big CPI update today. Let's go. Hold on one second. Good morning, friends. Mark, Gabe, Jada, Rally Potential. Isidore, Trevino, Rally Potential, what's up? B. Kennedy, what's up? Done trading in 5 minutes. You guys longed. Big fat full ports or something. Dude, that was a big, beautiful candle right there up the upper DD band. Beautiful little ride, huh? Good morning, good morning. What's up? What's up, VR Fishful, J Hicks, Happy Poro. I've learned everybody has all new names. It shows everybody's @ names instead of your usernames. So now it's all new people. I don't know who any of you guys are. Y'all all seem like strangers to me. Slazen, Pat Gandhi, ICT, NGL, Sisty. This makes roll call hard because I have to call a bunch of numbers and names. And the rest of you. They made full port long. Somebody asked in chat. Market's going crazy on the CPI. CPI just moved up a couple 100 points. Now it's like giant move. All right, y'all. What's up? You make it that long? My MyFunded Futures discount, again, I don't know what they're being slow on. I talked to them about it yesterday. And they're like, yep, we were talking about what we're going to do, and it should launch today. So it was supposed to launch last night. They're being slow on it. So one of the guys is out of the country. That's why. So we'll be getting that soon. What's up? What's up? What's up? Still 5%, but sometime today should be all right. We cool? We cool? All right. All right. All right. All right. Yep, that's right. You're getting payout today. Very nice. Very nice. All right, y'all. Welcome to CPI Day. Welcome to the Rock Suiter stream. I'm your host, Trading with Matt. Or the Trading with Matt stream. You don't have to KYC each account you pass. If that's what they're saying at FundedNext, send me an email, matt@rocksuiter.com. That's not right. You should only have to KYC once. Like I said, I feel like whoever's telling you that is an employee that's completely out of the loop, because some of their customer service agents seem to not be on par with what's actually going on. So send me an email and I'll try to get that taken care of. Okay. Double checking this. Our new release is like super awesome. Very nice, very nice. Who took the longs? I did. Well, not at CPI, but I took some longs overnight. I'm already up for the day. I don't know how much I'm up, but decent amount. Small trades, but green is green. I'm starting the day off with something. Oh, must have slept on my wrist weird, because I feel like my wrist is broken. Like, it's just like when I turn it, it's like, ow. Yeah, like twisted on it in my sleep. Whatever this is, it's like tiny amount per account. Not a huge up or anything, but it's some money in all the accounts. I grabbed the long monthly hedge for you guys. Remember, if y'all from the bootcamp, who here has gone through the bootcamp? Show of hands. And how are you joining the first day? The first day is the long class. It introduces you to what we're doing in the bootcamp. Right. And at the end of each bootcamp day, I talk about my overnight setups, right? And right here, I said I was going to buy right at the open, and I did. I bought at the open, and I think I closed like right up here when I got my my bump up. Like, I got my little 10-point scalp in S&P. That's where most of this was. Remember I told you guys right at the end of class, I said, oh, this is nice. I'm going to buy right at the open. And then just went up and up and up and up. I don't know when anything happened overnight, but basically I looked for my 10-point scalp in the S&P, 40-point scalp in NASDAQ, bounced right off of that monthly hedge structure. And these are the newest version of the model, which is a little bit more robust, which is pretty damn on point. This is the overnight one I talked about. So when I put two pictures in the Discord, one of them is the current model, one of them is the newer model that's more robust, and also is the completion of the real-time open interest model for weekly options, right? The big one, the blue one. And so these are the, we'll check the numbers there. But this is what I've been experimenting by trading on the newer numbers just to make sure that they look good. See, I only release something once I've traded it with my own personal money, and I think it's good enough. And so I've been trading on this one all week. It's been a dynamite level. This actually was 542, I think was where it was. Or sorry, actually no, that's not what it was. It was the S&P one. Oops. Platform just froze. S&P 63.95 right here. So I bought right at the dip, which is really nice. And then on the NASDAQ, 542 was the level there. Yeah, when NASDAQ wasn't on it, it was S&P. S&P's was. All right, we got 64.05 and 67 here. This is where the pivots were. Pretty solid for that being the pivot. Very nice. Looks like it's pivoting there. Good deal. Awesome. All right. Well, market's bumping up. This is technically, now we don't worry about catalysts to the upside. Those of you that gone through the boot camp. This is technically an upside catalyst. You know, one of the rules is and downside catalysts, they sit out automatically. An upside catalyst, let me double check the amount that we've gone. Quick is super easy. Go to risk interval table. Go to your S&P and NASDAQ value. This is 209 points. If you move 209 points in this event, it's considered a catalyst. So essentially no fading or shorting. That's not even close to a catalyst. Never mind. On the downside, it's automatic set out. If we move a risk interval, which is this distance lower, then I automatically set out for the day. So I'm still in this for today. There's still something I can possibly do. No catalyst active, but even on the upside, we don't have a rule of automatically sitting out an upside catalyst active. It's just no trying to fade it or short it. Can I pump platinum a little for you? Shoo! Platinum's been pumped. Platinum has been pumped. All right. Now we're chilling, waiting. Looks like we got a big bump on CPI. Let me get the numbers out and see what they look like. I was expecting a big bump up. 2.7 on a 2.8. Same as last read. Core is up, which shows the discretionary portion of this is going higher, and the overall CPI is going lower, which means the food and energy portion of it is going way lower, the part that's affecting most people. So when you see core going up and regular CPI going down, it means food and energy prices are coming down. And so I guess that's good for the average person, which stretches everyone's pocketbook, right? Food and energy prices. What else do we got here? If food at home is 2%, energy down 1.6. Ah, that's where it is, huh? So excluding food and energy, this is what's going up. The stuff that's being, the tariffs, like this is essentially showing the inflation is just on discretionary items due to tariffs, and the companies on a lot of these discretionary items are beating earnings report or expectations on their reports. So what platform allows you to trade overnight? I think pretty much all of them do. I don't know any of them don't allow you to trade overnight. Holding through like as a swing trade, that's a different story. I don't know of any of them that let you swing trade except for ETF had a plan called Diamond Hands. I don't know if they still have it. That was a swing trading plan. But all of them let you day trade overnight, Ali. The overnight levels, Woodman, also, as we found, are pivoting throughout the morning as well. So the overnight dynamic levels, as members have brought to the attention, is that the pivoting of them is really nice in the daytime as well. as something to our surprise that we knew it was an estimate model, but we used to discount it and like say, well, in the overnight use them, in the daytime they're not high volume. As we've noticed, and members have pointed out, that in the daytime these things are still solid pivots. And why would that be, right? These hedge pressure estimates are based on this point in time, and the new hedge pressure estimates are estimated for the open based on the estimate model. The hedge pressures here are based on the real open interest model. And so why is the estimate producing pivots as well as the actual the calculation? And it's that what we believe is that people are we've discovered where people are hedging on regardless of whatever it is. It's just different people hedging here than the other place, and maybe they're hedging off of their own exposure. Maybe they're hedging off of a model they have that's similar, like a real-time open interest model that estimates, and they're understanding or applying pressure to the market at these levels. Anyways, that's my thought. And that's one of my bigger thoughts as to why in the daytime do the overnight pivots create such a solid pivoting action. And again, it's a theory that we have, and we're not really sure. It's kind of a neat thing to have created something, and you know, for what it's worth, it was designed to be estimate and high volume pivots overnight, which is great. And we thought in the morning they would, you know, be superseded by the regular hedgers. As a matter of fact, they're both just as strong. And it was to my surprise that happened. And I still don't know why. I created something that works, and I don't fully understand why. It's kind of a cool feeling to, you know, discover something. But I have a lot of theories as to why there's some residual hedging there, or strong hedging there, or any kind of hedging there. As most of it revolves around the fact that Wall Street, it contains a bunch of really smart mathematicians. I'm sure a lot of smart mathematicians out there have stumbled upon a similar idea to me, and are behaving at the same spot. And the fact that the volume is very large, it leads me to believe that it's large institutions with that amount of capital to press that amount of volume. So it's kind of like, imagine everybody else out there has created a real-time open interest model, and old Matt sitting over here in his garage tinkering with a wrench and a screwdriver came up with the same model that Goldman Sachs is using. Who freaking knows? But that could explain, you know, in the daytime, why is there still hedging? Well, because there's still positions there at that level from the previous day's close, right? So kind of neat, right? Neat thought. But it was the members that told me, you know, they're like, we still use these pivots in the daytime. And I'm like, really? They still have high volume? And, oh yeah, the volume's great. I treat it just like a regular monthly hedge pressure. And the members changed the whole course of the bootcamp. 2 bootcamps ago, we changed the dynamic of what that calculation actually was for. Well, it was an overnight estimate, which was providing, or an overnight calculation with estimate open interest model, because you don't know the open interest until it's released later in that evening. So we guess what we think it's going to be based on our model. Calculate hedge pressure based on time adjustment to 9:30 in the morning, but the previous day at 5:30 in the afternoon. And it turns out those pivots are fascinatingly good throughout the day session. It's weird. So we're trying to figure out how to incorporate both indicators into now for liquidity maps. They're not used for liquidity maps. They're just there. I tend to really, so I'm not having too many choices. I tend to utilize just the monthly so I can see about where that bigger, long-term, greater market pivot is. So monthly is very important to me. The weekly is also good as a pivot, but then we got so many options. So what I usually do, what I just did is like I deleted it. Why is my Control Z not working? Well, anyways, deleting it in case, you know, I just don't have too many things to play off of. This is 667, which is about right there. You're working on Goldman's max open interest estimation model too. That's totally great, bro. Like, I feel like once you get it, you know, we're going to start a club of people that have created Goldman's open interest model. I mean, it seems like a common conclusion. Like, anybody that understands options math with any like shred of moderate understanding of mathematics would arrive to the same conclusion of, oh, I can use, you know, all the array of options out there to try to draw a picture of the landscape. Where's everybody's risk at? And they're like, oh, we know the open interest. Well, let's figure out a way to estimate it. Okay. I'm sure millions of people have come to a similar realization, and maybe a handful of them have taken the approach to do the math and have the infrastructure to create a model that's sophisticated enough and come up with something good. So maybe that's what happened. We don't know. Pivots work in the daytime. Is the audio glitching? What is that program we used to overlay the drawings? This is, you know, a rocket scooter? Overlay the drawings. Or draw on the chart. What do you mean? Hey, yo. What's up, Kevin? All right, guys. 30 minutes till market opens. Don't forget to hit the like button. We'll probably be doing a big old giveaway like we always do. You hate the real ID stuff too? Oh yeah. I know, right? My special discount on my Funded features should drop today. So I was they said we were gonna get it last night, but then I never got anything about it. The guy that's setting it up is out of the country, so he's on vacation trying to get everything done. What pen tool do I use? Epic Pen, which is like decent, but it's also glitchy for some reason. Like it never. Sometimes when I'm drawing, it'll kind of like glitch and it'll just skip half of the things I'm drawing. Can't explain that. Nope. It's right here. Like I'll be drawing and it's like, see, like look, it's skipping like half the stuff I'm drawing. I can't explain why it's so glitchy, but it is. Guys, do me a favor and smash that like button there. We're gonna get started. Big old CPI pop-up today. Curious how the market's going to respond to this after this is all said and done. This was measuring the distance there. We know the rule. We had long pressure. I don't know what I'm up today. What is this like? 2025, 3, 4, maybe I'm already up like 4,500 bucks. Just buying longs right at the dip. So you guys remember the boot camp. How many people here are taking the boot camp? And I want to know what you guys think about the first day. First day is kind of like this is what you're going to be covering in this boot camp session. It's a really long one, but we get you introduced to the idea of a mind-shaping process, right? And at the end of every boot camp, I go over my overnight plays, and I said I'm going to long right out the door, which I did. And I took basically that little scalp, and that was it. I mean, it's pretty solid hedge pusher play. So every day going forward on Bootcamp, we're going to cover a different topic. Yesterday was just the edge and probabilities, how probabilistic edge works, and the probabilities of, you know, how often the market's long versus how long the market's short, or green versus red, and things like this. And everything we're going to do going forward is going to have probabilities with it, which is the best part. Every setup, every line, everything. So just letting you guys know, probabilities are important. In the DV band, 96% of days will close below this upper green line. And the bottom band, 92% will close above the bottom band. On the hedge pressure, under ideal conditions, which we do have, ideal bull market conditions, 90% of days will stay on the same side of this orange. So the edge is pretty good, right? 80, 90% is a big deal. And as you see, I'm not making this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bounces off the same pivot. And of course, we're still inside of there. Both of those conditions are true at this point in time, right? So we're going to teach you guys today position sizing. Today is arguably the most important class. I say the VIX class is the most important one because it's the big technique that nobody really knows, adjusting for volatility. But it's kind of like fine-tuning your approach. In general, this is the most important class because this is the most important thing you're going to ever do. When it comes to trading, the most important decision you ever make is not, do I long, do I short, what's the thing, where's the fair value gap, where's the indicator, where's the crossover. The most important decision you make is this guy right here, the one that's quantity, this guy right here. This is actually the most important decision in trading. How many chips you put on the table. And this is what today's class goes over, all the position sizing guidelines that we teach. We're both props and regular accounts. Some of the stuff is like, you know, blow your mind. It's that crazy how much you're over positioning, over leveraging, and you didn't know it. Trust me, when you go through this class, you're gonna be like, wow, I'm trading 5 times more than I probably should be. So you guys will get that. That's the big mic drop moment. Class 2 is usually the class that hooks people. Class 1 is really good. Class 2 people go, holy shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And it's fine because neither did I for a long time. But we have math that tells you quantity, and we give you the math with the prop firms as to comparing it against their risk model. Exactly what quantity you should be doing to beat the system as much as you can. Again, it's rules of thumb, and the math is pretty solid. There's a reason you never see me trading 5, 6, 7 e-bennies in a prop account. It's pretty rigid, and we go over that today. You feel like you can already see better? Oh, that's good. That's good. Examples, pop quizzes, reviews. Yeah, and that's this is funny because people are telling me like, Matt, you were extraordinarily nice to this new crew of people. And I feel like this is not you guys have run across a nice Matt. Bootcamp, the first thing I do is scream at people like a drill sergeant. It gets pretty loud sometimes. I'm usually pretty rough, but you guys are pretty focused and on point, so I've had it be. There's been a handful of people that because they were tardy or because they did something silly or because they let's just say there have been times where when I test if people are listening, even with a room of 500 people, I count backwards from 5. I may get to 1 if somebody doesn't write anything, and I ask them, are you driving? And they go no, and I remove them from the boot camp and refund their money. And then everybody perks up. It used to be pretty rough, and then I realized I can just try different things, but I have done that before. Because the idea is in the market, you can't blink, you can't not be ready. And then I learned that like some people are going to be like driving and stuff, so I'm like, don't type while you're driving. This time I've been nice. I've been a lot nicer. It's been a different experience, but not because I'm mean, but because it's about shaping your thought process to keep you on edge in the market where you need to be. I went to a training when I was younger. It's gonna sound funny, but I went to I'm a yogi, right? So I do yoga. I went to this like training. I didn't ever want to become a yoga teacher, but I am certified to teach. I went through this. I've been practicing yoga for like 15 years. It's like my peaceful undoing of the fucking shit show that Wall Street is. So I have like some peaceful, zenful things that I do in life. Gardening and yoga. This is how I recenter myself, because other than that, I'll be a money-hungry asshole, you know, drowning in Lambos and telling people to fuck off kind of thing. And I would be a horrible person. So I center myself with, those are my two, off, Wall Street sort of hobbies, and do this yoga training, right? They have this teacher training. I just did it because I wanted to get better at what I was doing. And I would do the whole thing. The whole thing was like this life-changing experience. they would like completely like, we all got there and everybody's kind of like lollygagging around, all these guys and girls, and they're like, you know, drinking their kombucha and fucking eating breakfast and shit. And they're like, all right, everybody get in, let's go. And then we're all sitting there, everybody's like slowly putting their stuff up, and they come out and they're like, get the fuck in the room now. And everyone's like, you have 10 seconds or we're going to refund your money and you get the fuck out of here. And we're just like, this is what, and everybody's like scurrying to run in there and sit down. And they're like, that's right. When you're here, you're going to start on time every time. We're not going to say it again. And this is your only warning. And everybody's like, so like the whole point of it was that, you know, the whole goal of the training was to teach you how to stand in front of people and talk, how to be courageous. And from the moment they started this whole like shocking journey with you, at the end of it, the cool part about it was there were people that like couldn't stare at you in the eyes when they talk. And by the end of this, there were people that were standing up and commanding a room. It was like an empowerment sort of thing, like to teach you how to not be scared and how to face things and how to face danger and how to face people coming at you and stuff. And it was a very grueling process for like yoga, right? Of all fucking things, right? Yoga. And it was the weirdest thing, but I'll tell you, like I walked into rooms like a foot taller after that. I learned how to talk to people, be confident, everything. And it's because like you never had to face pressure and they made you face everything. It was kind of a cool experience. But anyways, what I learned was under the pressure of trading, a lot of people buckle and freak out and they're not prepared for the emotions that come with it. So in Bootcamp, it's not about what we teach. It's also about how we teach. We make sure that you're quick. You can solve decisions quickly. You can come to conclusions very quickly under pressure, and don't fumble. Like you practice in the heat of the moment what you're supposed to be dealing with. And it's been like that for a while. How to get in the boot camp. So if you go to our Discord and tech support, they can help you with that. Or you go to your dashboard after you pay for it. You go to claim or my communities, click claim, gives you access to the Discord, and the boot camp is in a Discord channel. It's also on your dashboard under my courses on the website. And also when you go to the channel, I wonder what's going to happen today. There is a Zoom calls class. I'll give you the Zoom call thing. Somebody said we lost Gamma here in one of those moments. Yeah, probably. Do I have a video on prop account strategy? Yeah, today is all about prop account strategy. Jet. Matt comes quick under pressure. I usually do. Yeah, I'm a two pump chump under pressure. Can you perform under pressure? No, but I can do Bohemian Rhapsody. Ding, 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 ding. So I learned that the biggest change I ever had in my mental game was being yelled at by a bunch of snobby yoga teachers. It's kind of funny. But it like to force you into an area of like immediate discipline. And then throughout the whole session, they would like have you talk about, it was like half yoga, half therapy, dude. They would pass around this little stick, like this Native American trinkets all over it. And you'd hold the stick against your chest and they ask you questions. You had to talk. And it was like people spilling their demons and stuff and like facing what their battles were. And the funny thing is like when you confront whatever it is that's holding you back in life, you become a better person in general. And so people, there was like one lady that like for own, you know, reasons of her childhood doesn't like to be touched by people. Some horrible things happen to her, and by the end of the thing, dude, she's like running around hugging everybody, sort of stuff. Like, so like rewiring of your brain is a powerful thing. And in Wall Street, we tend to hunker down and live our entire days as a trader, surfing the wave of our insecurities and our childhood problems. Things that it's really, most people need a therapist to be good at trading. So it's a crazy thing. Kink shamed by yogis, lol. Yeah, so a lot of people behave in a certain way in trading because of your childhood traumas. Is a whole crazy thing. But it's really true, right? Like the way you perform, it has to do with your attachment to money, your insecurities, your fears, everything, man. You really face your demons trying to do this. And people are like, oh, just take my class, man. You'll be good at trading. And they don't do any kind of like personal work with you. And personal work is the biggest thing you got to do. And for me, I'm not out there having you put like a stick on your chest and like, you know, show me on the doll, you know, where your uncle touched you sort of thing. That's not what we're doing here. But, you know, the idea is that people tend to be a little casual and cordial about trading in the market. When it comes to the market, you know, people meet their demise due to the stock market. People lose everything. It's a pretty horrible place. It's not just like, oh yeah, check out my charts. Don't worry, you'll be a millionaire and get a Lambo. What's the risk? Well, I have a friend who killed themselves because of trading, right? This is my story. It's bad. What can happen to people? They were prepared for this. And so I'm like, at least at minimum, I got to prepare people for what they're up for. Imagine like losing it all. Losing everything you own except for a shotgun, you know? So it's a really dark time in my life, but many people I know lose a lot and lose everything. It's pretty I mean, this is 15 years ago, but everyone's journey is different, right? And so when it comes to Wall Street, people are not prepared. Their gambling addiction gets the best of them. They lose their family, lose their house, lose their whatever. Why? Because some kid glossed you over with a chart. In hindsight, look like you can make $1 million in a trade, and you go in there and you're not prepared. And so we're like, all right, never, ever, ever am I gonna let traders hit Wall Street unprepared, ever again, or ever in my life. And so our boot camp is very rigid for those reasons. It's all about the discipline. It's all about work through your shit. Let's get you as prepared as you can be for this. And it's not just like, well, here's the chart, and you buy buy this and buy that sort of thing. You lost 100K, bro. I know, right? That's tough. The Ballad of Matt song coming soon. Just go to the army, go to basic, and you get paid for your therapy. Yeah, exactly, right? It's like basic training. And well, the military shaping and training is a very similar, it's a very similar concept, right? I was never in the military, but I do come from a family of people that have been in the military. The goal with the military is to reshape you to be fearless, to be reliable to your team, to be accountable and reliable for the mission, to learn to face things under danger, to face, do your job under pressure. I mean, that's exactly the point of military training, is to break you of your insecurities and get you, prepared to do your job. You're in the Navy? Oh, cool. Yeah. My family is all Marines and some Navy. I never enlisted, but all my cousins, grandparents, everybody. Think for boot camp? Interesting. Oh yeah, let me give it to you. And the whole point is, we give you an experience, not just a teaching. The experience is designed for that one particular goal of preparing you for your job. And so, yeah, people said they like the quizzes, they like the repetition, they like the pausing and doing pop quizzes on the fly, give me an answer, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sort of thing. It's all part of repetition. So in about, end of 20 days, I can say something and everybody's like, this is it. Because when you're trading, right, anything you're supposed to know, a lot of times people fumble. One of the mistakes people make is that they're not prepared. They just forget something. They have so much going on. They're like, oh wait, oh God, what do I do? Oh wait, what was the signal? And you're in the moment, you're losing money. And you're like, what do I do? Right. So like the training is like when I tell people like, how many days under ideal greater market bulls in rocket scooter, greater market bull signals, how many days are green? People go 69, they all type it in chat, right? So it's like you're always thinking of the numbers, and it's simple numbers. It's not really hard to think about, but we kind of grill you in a military style so that you remember stuff. When it's like being astronaut training, right? You got like rocks and shit flying at you at the speed of sound and middle of space, and you're out there supposed to like, turn a wrench. And you look down and what do you see is the sun, and the earth. It's not a good moment, not a good time to freak out and forget everything you know. Trading is like the army. Shoot first, ask questions later. There you go. All submarine people you've met are a little crazy in a good way. I salute you, your prior Air Force. I feel like we're all in a submarine now, just kind of sitting in our little tubes trading, right? It's kind of what it's like here. But if you're not taking it serious, going on a lot, not studying, you'll not perform well. It's like professional sports. Yeah, it really is. Like you're training for the Olympics in a way. Because the problem is like for you to make money, someone else has to lose money. And the people consistently making money are the Olympic level athletes, right? They're so good at this. You can't just, the kind of like the strange part about understanding trading is you can't just like waltz in and make money. People think I can just make money. We have to think about it. It's kind of like, well, let me just walk into the basketball court and I'll just play against Kobe and LeBron and Steph Curry. I'll be fine. Like I'm sure I'll make some baskets. You won't. You make shit. These are like the Olympic athletes of trading. The people that are making the money. You're trying to take money from, Olympic level mathletes in a way. And really, in reality, like, you're just beating people that are dumber than you in Wall Street. That's really kind of what it is. And the best part about trading is you don't have to beat the bigs. You just have to be smarter than the people who lose to you, which turns out a huge amount of people that trade are absolutely stupid at life and at trading. So there's a lot of gullible people out there who are going to lose money, which is going to be the money that you ultimately win, which is good. But still, you're trying to compete against the Olympic level folks, right? Mathletes. Yeah, y'all gonna be mathletes, right? You had to put time into anything, as the sentence says, to be successful. No shortcuts. That's right. It's hard. It's hard. Imagine this, right? It's hard to do your job under pressure. It really is. Trading is hard. It's hard to battle your emotions, battle your demons under pressure. It's hard to do it with, 13,000 people watching you every day. And live, 1,100 people watching me every day. Live, not only doing this, but doing this so you guys can watch my every thought, right? Every tick of my eyes. Everybody's like Simon, Gamma, and Fraser. You guys all here this morning? Well, Simon and Fraser, the same person. There he is. Simon Fraser. There he is. Right? I know. Who's here? We don't know who is who anymore. Trading is easy. Making money is hard. That's one of my favorite things I say. Trading is people say trading is hard. Absolutely not. Trading is the easiest thing in the world to do. But making money with trading is the hard part. Anybody can walk in and push a button. And I gave a speech about that. I was like, yeah, are you a trader? You go to a wedding and people are like, so what do you do? And if you tell them that's why I always tell people when they ask me what I do for a living, I just say I work in finance. I don't even say Wall Street or trading. Anytime you go, I'm a trader, everyone looks at you and half of the strangers go, oh yeah, me too. Oh yeah, bro, check out my Robinhood account. Yeah, I got some Apple stock. Oh yeah, you're a trader, huh? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, bro, I bought some Bitcoin in 2020. I'm a trader too. Bro, look, this guy's also a trader. I it's kind of like a bunch of people at a wedding and you walk up and people are like, what do you do? And you're like, oh, I buttered my bread earlier. I'm a surgeon. It's like, I've used a knife before. Oh, bro, yeah, me too. I totally cut a steak the other day. I'm also a surgeon, right? The people are very, very much, so I always tell people it's like anyone can be a trader. It's that easy. But not a lot of people can make money doing it. Hi, Matt. This is Gamma, the real Gamma 101. Suspicious. Prove that you're real Gamma. How do I know that's really you? You do have the gray G. That's close enough to the Gamma. It does say real Gamma, so maybe it's the real one. Anyone can be a cook, right? It's so easy to cook, but it's not easy to cook things that people will eat, right? So trading's the same thing, right? It's so easy to be a trader, but not easy to make money doing it. That's the hard part. People say trading is hard. Not really. You just choose a number, push some buttons, coin flip. You're a professional coin flipper. That's the easy part. Let's just push a button here and you're good. But turning this into a money making enterprise, well, that's the hard part, right? It's avoiding emotional drawdown. I mean, you guys are full of some good. Scott with some good advice there. Not about financial drawdown. It's about emotional drawdown. Yeah, it's about keeping yourself in check. It's doing your job under stress, right? And a lot of people don't have the capacity to do it. All right, I got 5 minutes till market starts. You guys hang really quick. Actually, I won't go anywhere. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, CPI moving up today. Those of you welcome to the stream, don't forget to hit the like button. All right, we're getting ready to go. So analyzing CPI numbers really quick. But yeah, the bootcamp is really fun. You guys are gonna learn essentially everything I know. And there's like no extra stuff. Everybody says like, well, what else is there? I'm like, no, it's everything, literally. We always want to make a splash, making a really rock solid training program and only making it 20 bucks. There's no like, you know, sure, you know, join the boot camp, but if you want the real classes, it's not like a freemium model. It's not like people are like, yeah, come to the free classes, but then if you want to learn everything else, there's a $1,000 price tag. Nope, everything 20 bucks. That's it, all in. I think that's important. The last thing you need to be worrying about is paying a bill for your education. We got bigger emotional fish to fry with you guys. That puts some worry on your plate, like you got a big bill coming. Trust me, you're gonna pay for it in the market. You got a very expensive journey to become a trader, and your money's better off in your hands rather than mine. So out of breath, Matt. Whew. All right. Really significant miss. Also increase the odds of rate cuts. Yeah. Let's actually talk about the. Let's grab the Fed watch here. We open up in 3 minutes here. Great thought. CME Fed watch. If you guys have never used that before, they give you the kind of like predictive belief of the rate cut. Remember, September is where people think we're going to get the rate cut. So, as you see, Wall Street is certainly primed for that September rate cut. This is the first time we've seen the bar on that side. This is an estimate of a 25 basis point cut going into the September meeting, which is the one that's coming up in September. Your wife is like, why is that guy breathing like that? Trading's hard, man. Also, 3 flights of stairs. Oh my gosh. Like Marcus said, run down, run up. All that stuff. Okay, so we blasted up on CPI. We didn't move a risk interval, so market's pretty solid here. You guys know the drill. 96% of days close below green, 92% days close above lower green. I'm already at maybe like 5 grand for the day. All I did was buy off of lower hedge pressure, and this is pretty great. I got my 10 points S&P and basically closed out $500 in just about all the accounts. So that was pretty solid. I hit it pretty hard with with a lot of the accounts, so that was pretty good. So right now, are we going to rally up and move for CPI, or are we going to fade out and sell out? Let's watch and make sure. Right, so we are gapping up. Pay attention to resilience right out the door. If these white numbers are greater than 30, 40, 50, then the half gap is support to go. But I usually like to see after CPI that's moved like this, I very rarely try to jump in and chase along. And even if I do miss out on a big update, it's totally okay. I want to make sure I get a good pivot. And the last thing I want to do is longing at the top. I don't think the market's going to fade out, but we can observe some of our kind of key indicators here. And now we can see the VIX is nice and sturdy at 16.3. That's a pretty solid drop, but VVIX is going up. Always, always, always be careful about this, right? Now, of course, VVIX this is yesterday, so VVIX should hopefully drop lower, with the VIX dropping lower and not being volatile itself, but we shall see, right? Might get a little pop at the open, but if it drops out, it drops out. So let's just kind of wait and see if anything good comes out of this. Resilience is like 90%. That's really awesome. I could take maybe a long right at open. So again, the same thing applies as before. I can long at the open, which is good. I'm going to give it like a minute or two to stabilize. If these things are like 10, 20, 30, then that should be good enough to hold the open. Very nice. Wait, put weekly res. Oh, no, he put the wrong label there. That's not weekly res. The label's written wrong. It's half gap res. All right, gonna wait on this. 59, 56, that's good. Remember, 1A trade at the open is a potential long setup. I could do S&P right here. Let's look at NASDAQ, just double checking here. I can long at the open, and I can also long at the dips. Just to put, let's see. Let's wait. All right. We are BLD, open, hedge, open. That's a great setup. Open. either open to go or open hedge open is a good setup. So let me do the open trade just with one contract, one account. I do like it. Let me do one in another account as well. I've got one setup for the 1A. I've got everything ready for the 1B. So I'm gonna just take in a couple of accounts. Longing at 1A. Resilience is strong enough, which is good. And then S&P kind of a similar boat, right? Open, blue open, that's it. This is the overnight dynamic. As long as the market holds here, we're good. If the market decides to sell off, then we can die all the way down to 67. So again, small contract, one trade, not a big deal. Not that big of a deal. All right. Oops. All right, hold on one second. Let me send him this really quick. Resilience is good enough for half gap to be support. All right. Boo, 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 boo. All right. Question is, do we get a big old fade out the door or not? Half gap is support. The resilience is strong. Nice and strong here. No fear of this today. VIX is pretty low. VVIX is pretty low. Yeah, so essentially, trade setup for me today. Okay, this kind of turned out. This drawing is kind of very nice. Oh man, I love these so much. Okay, so the setups here are pretty simple. Open S support 1A up to upper resistance. That's that. Open half gap is also support for a B setup. So this is basically like we call this a B plus setup. This is a B plus setup. Supports at the open, supports at half gap, and then A plus is off of MHP. So 1B. This is A plus setup right here. Oh shit. All right. Oops. Ain't my damn drawing tool. Let's go. Do 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 do. I love making money. Ooh, 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 ooh. God, it's like we make this look so good, don't we? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. You know what I like about that Wall Street? Everyone keeps getting poorer and I keep getting richer. All right, all right. Oh yeah, the do-do-do song. Gonna make it if you do. All nice and clean. Level's not loading. Do you have the liquidity map indicator loaded on your chart? Question number 2. That's my 10 points in the S&P. Easy as that. I'm going to pocket that. Again, I'm not looking for the big run up, but I can just take the pocket on that. Okay. I usually try to take a scalp on the open. Not a bad run there. And now I'm going to wait for some more opportunities. I got some more accounts I can still play in. Nice and clean. Clean as a spleen. I don't know if spleens are clean, but sounds like they are. Remember, CPI happened. Anything can happen here. The 3-year candles are really strong. B plus setup. I usually can run the whole way, but I'm gonna see what's going on here. Just kind of chill. You know, this is the 1-to-1 setup. Nasdaq, just a little scalpy scalp here, and then kind of waiting for the next move up. Looking pretty solid. Super easy open. The way of fall titties. I love you guys. The fact that you guys all have new names is amazing. You figure it out. Oh, I know. Okay, I see Jay right there. You were long, now you're flat. Good job. Now we're on the same page. Jay, I'm with you, dude. Upper DD band could be the run, the play. You know, I can go for the last 50, 60 points, but I'm just going to watch it and see. I love taking that opening scalp, big, strong green candles like this, and I'm not in a hurry to do anything else. That's a pretty good solid open. Very solid open today, y'all. Absolutely crushing it. Did I not post on Twitter? I was like, I forgot to do my little Twitter post here. The real Gamma 101. That's how we know you're the real Gamma, because it says real in front of it. Can I add this setup grades as an optional label to liquidity maps? Setup grades. Oh, like A plus, B plus. So let me give you the rule of thumb. Some things that like can like we kind of like walk a fine line here, right? I feel like if I draw arrows on the chart and say A plus setup, that constitutes financial advice. Like we gotta walk a fine line there. Let me teach you the rule of thumb. That way you know. Like I can't just say long here, 90% chance, right? We can't do that kind of stuff. So let me tell you the rule of thumb. Anything that under ideal conditions, which you'll learn about the conditions, we have ideal and non-ideal. Let's just pretend that ideal means everything lines up. Literally everything lines up. Under ideal, A plus is anything that has a 90% probability. A is something that has an 80% probability. We say B plus is 70, 60 to 70. Everything below 80 is we say 70 or 60. And then B is like slightly greater than 50. Typically, your middles are considered B, greater than 50% using resilience, right? Resilience usually is a leading indicator, but again, with a grain of salt, somewhere in here is support. More likely than not, right? That's what B is. B plus is when you got the confluence of resilience, you know, about 60 to 70% or greater. You tend to have that kind of support there. And then hedge pressure, blue hedge pressure is 80, green lines and yellow hedge pressure is 90, and zones are 90. So it's pretty simple to memorize that scale. 90A plus 80A, anything below is B, kind of thing. And that's just like the higher the edge, the higher the grade, right? The higher the probability that something happens. Like 90% ideal conditions, when monthly res is greater than 0, this orange line is support 90% of the time. And as you see, boom, 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 boom. Nice and clean. So that's a good clean open out the door. This is the 1A setup on BLU, which is the open S support with positive resilience. You guys in the boot camp, this is what these numbers mean at the top. If you look over here, 1A is this setup. On the liquidity map, and you click that button, you'll see that the open price is this diamond. 1A is a long at the open, and the condition is I'll trade it small if resilience is greater than 0. I'll sit out if it's not. Market opened, resilience was greater than 0. I literally jumped in. Market dipped, I added a little bit more, a couple other accounts. That's it. And it's a small trade. One contract is small enough. If res was less than 0, I'd sit out on 1A. If I don't have the confluence, I don't take the B plus setup, and that's how all this works. And you guys will learn this in like class 3 when you get to the liquidity map stuff, but this is the position sizing. 1A is my setup. This is the flow direction, and this is the pivot I trade off of, and then I get my R&R on that to make sure it's worth it. And then the conditions are off to the right. So the way that you decipher this, again, if you're learning how to do flow and high volume pivots, this is the pivot. This is the direction of the flow. It's more long than short. And again, there's no prediction of the market. The market's random, but the flow is more long than short. And that's what we dealt with today. And so I long at the open, usually on these bull long up sort of setups. The letters here coincide with a certain setup here. And then the pressures are, I can long at the open if the stocks themselves are also supporting the gap and go, which is what this means. Then I'll take that to the index goes higher as well. And then this is the position size, small. As you see, there's not like a medium or a normal. We call them heavy position normal. On our scale of small, sit out, 0 is sit out, small, medium, and normal. Different trades have different strengths. 1B is a medium trade. You haven't guys been to the boot camp so far, but let me quiz you really quick. If 1A is a small trade, Why would I trade smaller on this and harder on this? Just kind of take a guess. This is like kind of what the bootcamp is like. I'm curious in chat. Like, what do you guys think? Why would here, I kind of taught you a little bit ago, why would I hit a heavier position there than there? No MFFU code yet. They're supposed to give it to me yesterday. And we literally got off the phone and we were voting on what you guys wanted. Higher risk, less reward? Less probability versus more. Yeah, the probability is higher. You guys are on the same page. Higher the probability. DCAing possibly, but hedge pressure is an 80%er. And 80% of days stay on the same side they open on. This is roughly 60 to 70% usually. So higher the probability, heavier the trade. And that's kind of the concept of any kind of risk management. The higher the confidence you have, the bigger the bet. You got a royal flush, you can go all in if you want to, right? It's a similar way of counting cards or knowing your odds like a poker hand. And so this is not the strongest pivot, even though it's slightly stronger than a coin flip, right? As you see, there's a good pivot. This is not like happens all the time. In this high, being 50, it's subjective enough. How high is high enough that you trust it? The stocks and the index are gonna do whatever you want. To me, anything greater than 0, I still take it. Anything greater than 30 to 50 is really solid for like a nice wave up from here. But in general, right, it's a small trade because it's a B plus setup. This is an A setup. That's why it's a medium. And the A plus setup, you'll see it has a big fat normal on it. It's all the position sizing guidelines. If you look on your liquidity map when you get to the bootcamp, be the same way. Each one of my pivots and trades are going to have conditional position sizing with my confluence next to it. And it's basically like 90% of rocket screw, you guys figured out. I literally, my entire trading career is off of this little part I'm circling right here. This literally just guides me on building a trade plan. I look at it and I go, okay, 1A to next resistance. Okay, that's 25 to 55. And I can say, okay, there's 30 points. With my normal stop in the S&P, which is 10. Wow, it's a 3-to-1 setup. Cool. Let me trade it small. If resilience is greater than 0. Okay, check. Great. Trade is doable. Why am I holding for the full 30? Well, I could. I normally what I do is I trade a couple of accounts in batches of 10 points or so a piece. In the prop firm, I'll do something completely different in a real account. I try to work my accounts to get profit in each one of them. I've got 3 more accounts I can play with. Any red candle that I get, as long as resilience stays good, I'm going to add to it and then take the chase for the second trade up. And in the real account, what I do is I would get my 10 points, trim out, and then hold a runner. Normally, I trade just like that. I don't try to press any more than a strike distance in most trades with my full position. I like to de-risk as much as possible to keep my win rate high and to keep control over my trading. So here's that first red candle, right? So let me see if I can't put something on the board here in that first little dip that we're getting. Let's look at NASDAQ really quickly. One B is right. So 1B, actually, this needs to be updated. We now have a weekly resist confluence. We didn't have that at the time that this algorithm was put together. Oh shit! Did we just hit the level on NASDAQ? Hold on, come on. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Let me get that one set up here. Let's do some NASDAQ micros. Just 2. I'm gonna play all through here. Same setup a second time. I got 2 of my accounts I'm gonna long on this dip. The Ubers just literally give us a fucking dip candle at the open again and give me the second trade a second time. That's fantastic. All right, well, this is great. I'll take it. Whatevs. Well, I can just take it with a small long in 3 of my accounts here. Just a small long, nothing crazy. Add a few micros. This is just to demonstrate the trade at this point. Vic's going haywire. Yeah, Vic's being a little kooky here, but should be okay. And again, all day I've got monthly hedge pressure to long up if we get it. Dude, that like while I'm talking, we just get another B. So again, B setup, right? I've already made a trade on this account. This one's already up $1,000. So just to demonstrate the trade, I grabbed some micros. But I grabbed it in these 3 accounts that were white, that are zeros that I haven't traded on yet. So I grabbed 1 contract in those 3 accounts right here with the intent to stop below half gap. So again, those will take some drawdown and some heat. Splitting up my accounts right now, I'm long in just these 3, and I grabbed 2 micros right here. So what happens is if it falls to half gap, I can add a few more micros, and that's it. From here to here, I've got 133 points. I don't like to hold that long on drawdown. So half gap is about where I'm going to cut the trade. If I'm wrong, I'm going to add one more time down here. And again, I'm trying to go for my 40-point rip. If I can grab it off of this, 730 to 750. I've already got 20 points on that trade, which is really nice. My 2 micros are putting in the work, baby. Put in that work. Put in that work. Put in that work. Let's go. Again, I'll hit the same setup. Now, my biggest fear for today is let's get ahead, right? So another thing I teach you guys is how to think ahead. In the boot camp, I'm going to train you on that. How to get ahead. If we lose here and it falls to there, it's very likely the positive resilience that is support. It should be fine. So I can long with 2 micros, and I can add to it a little bit more if this doesn't take off. But support is here. Losing this would be rarer with positive res. Rare. But if we do lose this, I've got nothing else but A+ setup from there. And if we fall to there and it breaks back in the middle at half gap, I'm gonna long a second time through there to that target there. So I got some auxiliary setups here and here to trade on the bounce. So the rare is if we dip to half gap and res is still decent, I'll go ahead and add to my micros position here. Right. It's pretty good. This is only about, the other thing is it's about 50 points of drawdown, which is kind of like blah. I just got 2 micros on that. This was nice to see the market move and kind of play around here. So let's see if we get a second trade here, which is good. Again, micros is all I throw on the table here. And I got some minis right there. The idea I'm keeping it small. That's the reason to keep it small, as the indicator shows me. Half gap is a second little area I can tackle at. Again, 2 micros, that's it. I don't ever jump in on the trade early. I'm going to lower my cost base if we tap the middle. Oops, that's the rarer thing to break through half gap when res is good. Nasdaq res just started plunging. Be very careful that this line doesn't drop below 0. And I'm just splitting my risk up. It's these 3 accounts and this one with some micros to demonstrate. So let me put a hit on this one. Right there. So right at half gap, I can add 1 on the overshoot, 1 more. Bum, 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 bum. Resilience is still decent. Let me add to the position in one of these accounts. So the way that I worked here is that this is 1, this is 1, this is 2. This account is now 4 micros, just to demonstrate the trade. Again, B+ setup, small setups only. This is a little heavier on 2, but I'm gonna just play with heavier. All of these are small, 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 and then one of them I hit slightly higher than strong, than small. So betting that half gap holds, which is pretty consistent from here to there, is the scalp that I just drew. That's that contingency setup I put on there. So that's a potential scalp. And again, if the market dies and we're good. I can just take the small L on this and close out. Looks like we're taking that CPI selling pretty nasty. All right, 1 more. And again, this is why small setups are good. This is small. This account was up 1,000. Now it's only down 300. Small is good, right? So that's the reason I'm trading small. Position size is asking me to do small, which is right. Should be all right here. That's all looking super hot, but resilience is like, if it goes negative, you can see that the label is wrong. This says weekly res, but this is the white resilience number. And I can just say, well, half gap's not holding. I can always close out if I want to. We are losing a lot on the stock side here. Why get this out of the way? Right, just small little demonstration here. And then of course, I've got my A plus down there at the bottom. 2 micros, 2 more micros, 2 minis. I did this trick yesterday. You guys watched it, right? So watch this. So I'm splitting my position up between different areas of risk. I've got 2 micros, 2 more micros, and then this can hold all the way down to here and still be green. I've already done the calculation in my head. I can literally hold 4 micros all the way down there and not lose much. I can hit it with 2 minis. Does everybody understand my cascading risk management here? That's the trick. You guys follow what I'm saying? Yeah, QQQ close is fixed now. Everything is fixed. 2 micros, 2 micros, 2 minis. Y'all get that, right? And now I set up, I can literally hold 2 micros for 140 points a drop. Now I'm long in all contingencies. Watch. All right. Now I'm watching this white number here to see if it stays above 0. Like these 4 micros can hold all the way down to here. Not that I'd want to, but they could. And basically I spread out my risk like that. I'm waiting to see this white number stay above 0 so that half gap stays a support. There's my 4 micros. Micros, micros, minis. If the market rallies from here, I got 4 micros, we'll put another 500 bucks on the table. Market dips to there. I've got an A plus set up. I can snap with 2 minis. Right? Interesting. You guys see what I'm doing, right? You lied, I'm good. Right, so it's just planning different risk levels. This is B, B plus, B plus, A plus. So small, small, big. I'm covering all contingencies. If it bounces there, I've got money, bounces there, I've got money, bounces there, I've got money. If we lose this, market's crashing, right? So, right, that's all I'm doing. What's my confidence in us bouncing here? Well, so far so good. At least on the S&P is stronger than NASDAQ. S&P half gap is extremely strong right now. This is a really strong pivot positive rest. So S&P is probably going to carry the day. If we bounce above open, then it's just up to green. So this is the first test. S&P has like basically the same setup. Right. We'll see. My confidence in us bouncing off of this and continuing to go is not the best, but it's decent because the white confluence levels are greater than 0, which is all you want to see. As you see, when the resilience is greater than 0, this is support, as the algorithm is telling me. And pretty solid. Game changer. Thank you. Very proud of what we've made here. Let's go, baby. Come on. Let's go. I'm not feeling this one as much though, because that NASDAQ dip was pretty gross, but it's still decent enough. Now my 4 micros are finally green, which is good. Can't complain about that. 2 micros, now they're green. Let's hope. And I can just choose right here, like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. Let me close out. But cost basis averaging both these places. And this again, this in the bootcamp we train you on this. This is what I call position management, risk management. This is what we train on. We tell people position sizing is the most important decision you make. How big to trade. Look, my little rinky-dink drawdown is now in the green. I'm loving it. Like McDonald's. Bum, 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 bum. Guys, do me a favor if you can click that thumbs up button at the bottom of the video down there. Get some algorithmic love going on here. And I could just say, you know what? I don't like it anymore. I can pull the plug. Resilience is not getting a big bump here. I can just say, eh. You can just kind of like maybe call it a day, or I can hold on if I want to. You can see it's trying to bounce there, and it's trying to bounce there, but again, my position size is small. There's some selling pressure. I don't like the way that it feels. Okay, what if I don't like the way that it feels? Okay, let's just say, pretend I don't like the way that it feels. Let me just trim out. Let me go back down to 2. I don't like the way that it feels. Let me go back down to 0. And then that's it. And I'm like, okay, maybe it could bounce there, but I don't like the way that looks or feels. Let me just wait for the A+ setup now. All right, so I closed out that at like $200 loss or whatever. Now I'm completely done on the micros. Now I'll wait for the hedge pressure tap and get the minis. We're not getting a big bounce here, and that candle was pretty damn scary. So let me now just be flat, and I'll wait for this orange line here. Why the hell not? I've got an A+ setup sitting right underneath here, baby. A+. A+ right here. And tapped out easily. Now, again, all signals are good for this hedge half gap bounce, which is decent. I could still be holding two micros, but I'm convincing myself not to. It's looking a little odd. This is odd. This amount of selling pressure is pretty odd. But I probably could be missing out. Statistically, I should stay in the trade, though. But I want an A+, as somebody wrote in chat, right? You guys are getting it. I can say, yeah, I want to get the A+ instead. Let's get the good stuff, baby. You guys know it. Y'all feel it, right? A+ that'd be tasty today, right? I do want that A+ too. We'll check S&P here. An A+ would be some juicy stuff, man. Now we wait. Yeah, the B setups are always like, you know, scalp what you can kind of thing. I don't normally take big heavy positions through the redistribution zone. I used to chill on that. A+ would be juicy. And here's another confluence. The A+ setup is no longer an A+, it's now an A. Monthly res is now negative, so be careful today. This could be a really, really gross selling day, guys. Be careful. Monthly res now went negative here. These orange lines are negative. The confluence is here. So this can be resistance if you break through it, so be very careful. A+ has just been demoted. I still take the trade every single time, but I'm going to trade it smaller. 1B says medium, but there's missing the conditional in here. I will always trade it smaller with negative monthly res. You guys can see that. So, yep, seems like sell off. It really does today, right? And so be very careful. I always take the hedge pressure bounce. Remember, all through here, This is not what I want to play on. I'm going to take the trade right here. All these things are starting to flag as resistances now per the algo, including orange. If we do break monthly hedge pressure, market's dead today. Breaking MHP, everything's irrational at that point, and we've got nothing until zone supports. I'll take the stab every single time like I do on this A setup just for the scalp, and I think through here I might be able to get 40 points off of it. With negative orange res though, it's gonna be very careful on this particular setup. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. I'm still gonna take it every single time though. Statistics, baby. Nvidia fell hard. Another thing that I do is I double check, are the stocks hitting strong pivots? What do we got nearby? Nvidia monthly hedge break and collapsing. That's actually very, very, very brutal for the market. You don't normally break the monthly hedge and sell off. Looks like Apple is okay. Nvidia is not. Amazon is definitely not. Microsoft is definitely slightly okay. Tesla, blah. Or Tesla, very bad. Yeah. Okay. So let's get a little brutal here. Well, the hedge is certainly a good, solid support there. All right, let's give us that A. Give me that A juice, baby. Little freaking looks like Batman's head up here. All right, yep. I'm gonna hit that A plus and get right back in on it. No fear of this. Should be fine. Or the A now. Confluence is lost. Our confluence indicator is showing that the majority of market cap is losing monthly hedge, which is that little setup right there. So A plus gets demoted to A because when you lose confluence, I step down my position sizing. So what I would normally hit this with like 2 to 3 Nasdaq, I might only tap with 1. China announced early they've halted all imports of Nvidia chips. Ew. Well, they'll probably resolve it by afternoon. You know how it is with the trade war nonsense. All right, so today's the bigger setup is here through to there. With this is resistance. This is also resistance. So I can choose whichever one I want to trade to. Normally, I try to use half gap as that resistance to trade off of. Dude, I love the conditionals though. That's really nice. Very solid. And so yeah, micros didn't work. Micros didn't work. Got out here, closed out. Micros closed out. Tiny loss. That only cost me $300 here. The other accounts are down like 1,000, and I closed out. But those are accounts there, which is great. Everything else is still green. MRES would be a juicy play, man. With negative resilience, this is becoming resistance. So yeah, I might actually get the A plus set up. We'll see. That'd be super dope. That would be great. That'd be great. How do I treat QQQ close as a pivot? I absolutely do. 100%. It's one of your strong B pivots. Redistribution zone is always going to be high volume pivots, which is the QQQ close relative, the QQQ open, and the half gap, which is space between them. So here's the open today, here's the close yesterday, and here's the half gap. We teach an entire class on gaps and how to exploit this idea. And I use one indicator, which is this white number down here, to pivot inside of this range. As you see, the S&Ps is still strong and positive, while NASDAQ is negative. There's a little index divergence there. When you open up the alerts, you will see the index divergence light is starting to flag yellow. This means that you have S&P doing good and NASDAQ doing bad. Who usually wins in that fight? S&P. S&P is the winner usually when S&P is good and NASDAQ is bad. Now, because this is resistance, if I had to happen to be long here, I can always take out my scalp right there on NASDAQ because I don't have the confluence. But my one contract, I'm still bag holding those in 2 of the accounts. One of the accounts that I was playing on, because I added at different places, I just closed that one out slightly green. So now I have 2 accounts that are red. Everything else is green. And my funded, again, I'm only tapping the funded account on A+ setups only. So I'll attack this one here, and that's it. Now the polarity of the half gap is shift to resistance on NASDAQ, but it is support on the S&P. So I watch this, I look to see, okay, well, the S&P has been bouncing on the middle as expected, so NASDAQ should hopefully be okay. We'll see. Looking solid there. Yeah, looking pretty solid. Bum, 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 bum. Nvidia dove pretty hard. Yeah, it did. My stream is lagging a bit for you. Oh, weird. Dude, the internet was acting weird yesterday. I don't know if iDoc is still down there downloading feet pics. This is a little odd having these residual labelings there. And again, how did I miss out on MHP? What the? How did I? Oh, no, it just adjusted. Oh, wow. I need to get used to this. Okay, so the real-time updating calculations. Wow. You guys notice this? Did y'all see? You'll see this? How the conversions convert. This is going to get some getting used to. It moved. Wow, this is so cool. All right. So, well, okay, it's going to take some getting used to, right? The conversion, it moved because that's the conversion. Wow. I guess I wasn't paying attention. So if the conversion has the numbers dance a little bit. That's the conversion from equities to futures. Oh, wow. That is pretty cool. This is going to be so helpful to us, guys. The idea that we now convert in real time. Oh, that is very nice. So you see how MHP moved up to like right there, and now it's retreating back on that big candle up. That's going to take some getting used to. That is pretty cool. Yeah. So when I looked at it for that hot minute, MHP was right on the pivot. Wow. So you guys feel it, right? That feels cool. We're going to get something cool out of this. Yeah. But the thing is that lagged behind the pivot, but it's going to maybe help us get in these undershoots, right? So that, yeah, well, we didn't miss MHP, kind of did. But this is an effect that we'll notice in big sell-off days, is as I'm going to anticipate that as I'm getting close to the pivot, as it's rallying, the conversion pushed it up and brought it back down. Technically, we didn't touch MHP. We didn't get close to it yet. But NASDAQ stretched really far from QQQ, which caused MHP to temporarily calculate higher and then went back down. So this is new. Like the conversions, automatic conversions are brand new. We just released this. And so seeing it move up to the pivot on exactly on the point was kind of neat, right? What we can take from that? In normal instance, that would have been a trade I would have missed. Is there something I can do to see if that happens to jump in the middle of that move? All right, let's get to the drawing board on this. This is our first couple of days with the dynamic real-time updating conversions. Technically, the A+ pivot wasn't tapped, but these convert real-time. Basically, what this is converting the equities values into futures values. And so when futures tracked up like that for a hot minute, these things are tracking slightly higher. It's based on the conversion of the two. So they dance. We always talk about the dance. It was so neat to see it dance right up to the pivot. Like, is that actionable? Yeah, that's the question, right? MHP is always actionable, and usually we wait for the static touch on the equities. It doesn't move. When you convert the futures, it is moving. It's a moving target to make it more accurate. That's kind of cool. This is rare. So normally I trade just fine with it. We never knew how much it moved around. I mean, I did for my testing, but like in real time in practice. So it's neat to get used to that. So maybe is, I don't know if that's actionable or not though. The idea that it actually didn't touch it, it just converted higher in hindsight. MHP is the monthly gamma exposure maximum of market makers. I know, Matt geeks out. I'm all excited. I'm like, ooh, how's MHP calculated? Right. So let me explain it to you. A hedging loop has to do with somebody that's a trader in the market. An example is a trader is going to long shares. Let's just put QQQ. Okay. Trader is going to long Q. A large amount to where there is no trader on the other side. So you long 10,000 Q. A market maker is going to be on the other side of your trade. They're going to be short 10,000 Q. And the hedge, you're going to buy some kind of hedged position to neutralize the whole thing. In this example, we use options, calls. Short with calls means they're neutral. And then they buy those calls from the dealers of the options. We sold the calls. And now the dealer of the options is longing and shorting the underlying. Hedge their exposure. Market maker is neutral. Market maker is usual neutral. This trader has risk. Okay. Resiliences are positive at half gap. This is back in on the micros trade. I could try it one more time. We just took a pretty decent. Can I try one more time? 2 micros in the half gap. Res is positive. Let me jump into micros again. Neutral risk. And so with the market makers being neutralized and the trader with risk, in this example, this is a 3-pointed hedging loop. You bought in the market, someone shorted to you and hedged. They bought insurance from them who sold that and hedged. And now the long and the short are now connected in the underlying world. So trader is trading against the market maker of the sold options, believe it or not, in this particular example. Market maker of the underlying stock, market maker of the options, are trading against each other right here. Yeah. Did this part make sense to you guys before I go any further? This is a 3-pointed hedging loop. Hedging loops are complex. They can go dozens of traders involved in your one trade. So far, so good? You bought a huge amount of QQQ. There wasn't a seller, so dealers on the other side, and they're each piece of the chain is hedging neutral. All right, so far makes sense to you guys? So as an example of this is the most basic, what we call hedging loop, is that you're the only one with real risk on the table. Everyone else is neutral, right? So the 2 different interactions here are where hedge pressures come from and zones come from. The bull zone and bear zone that you see has to do with trader versus market maker. Actually, this is also a connection here. You are against a buyer and seller. You are against another buyer and seller here. So this person and this person against you creates the zones. Market maker to market maker creates hedge pressure. This orange line is the maximum gamma exposure of this part of the chain. This, in this example, this person sold calls across the board. So dealer to dealer gamma exposure on the sold side of the insurance, the options, is our monthly hedge pressure and weekly. This is based on monthly options. This is based on weekly options. It's a 90% pivot. 90% chance we pivot on the same, or stay on the same side on hedge pressure that you open on. It's a very solid pivot, extremely solid. This is based on weekly options. So it's the net gamma, net maximum gamma exposure. So therefore, gamma is the rate of change of delta, which is rate of change of delta hedging or maximum delta hedging. Rate of change of delta, which is maximized delta hedging, which means fancy word for big ass volume spike. And so we can use options to forecast exactly. And look how the conversion has brought it right up. That's neat in hindsight. Look how the conversion is tapping it right at the bottom. Do you think that's actionable, guys? I don't know. What do y'all think about that? And now my original longs that I bag held are back to neutral again. We should be good. So all my accounts are green right now. My 2 micros are back in from half gap to top. I mean, 20 more times than you understand kind of with me. All right. So you're driving your car, like you buy a car out the door, right? And you could buy insurance for your car. You pay $200 a month. That the car crashes, you get $100,000, whatever payout, right? The people that sold you the insurance is out there shorting cars. If you can short a car contract, not that you could. That way, if the market does crash, they get a payout because they shorted car futures. It's not even a thing, but same thing, right? You want to buy insurance for your car, and I'm the insurance guy. I'm taking your check every month. But if the market crashes, or you crash your car, I got to pay you out. Well, let me go short the car market. So if it crashes, I get paid out, and then I can pay you out, and then we're kosher, right? So that thought process like that is basically kind of what you're thinking of. Everyone covering their bases, right? In case the market crashed and somebody got to pay someone out, they're out there trading against someone else to neutralize their trade. Dealers do this because they get paid to trade. Being on both sides of the bid or ask, the dealer makes money on both sides. So they have no incentive to be long or short. They have incentive just to be in a trade and neutral. Matches Mac. Hell yeah, dude. That's some Houston right there. And basically what we do is we use options, and you guys don't have to learn any of this, I promise. This is what's under the hood. But what we do is we use options to predict volume. That's exactly what this is. This and this is predictable high volume pivot. These guys are high volume pivots based on another thing. This is based on opening and closing MOC, MOO orders. This is a pivot, this is a pivot, and this is a pivot. You'll learn this in the resilience class. Those three pivots right here. This is hedge pressure, part of liquidity maps, and again, high volume pivots. Now, what people are excited about right now is we're seeing for the first time, our hedge pressures are calculated in equities, right? They're based on QQQ and SPY options. And as you see, this is the A+ pivot, and that's about where I could have long from, but it undershot. It didn't get all the way there. And so even though it undershot and went back up to the top, and I missed the A+, as we're seeing when we convert them to futures real time, which is the release we just had, which does a real-time algorithmic conversion of these to futures. They dance around every 5 seconds because the conversion is never it's never going to be the same number. When you convert from equities to futures, it's going to be slightly what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to be kind of like not static. It's going to move around, and every 5 seconds it recalculates where it should be. And what we've been seeing is that when the futures are moving, what's happening that you guys are, I'm getting excited about, is that QQQ is moving up, right? But NQ is moving up faster. Therefore, with NQ moving up faster, the conversion is going. Let me see which one's moving faster. Hold on, let me double check this. NQ. So we're converting hedge pressure Q, and we're calculating for hedge pressure in Q. So this is going up, this is static, so that the ratio of NQ to Q is going up because that's static. So it means NQ is moving up faster than QQQ is, and therefore it recalculates this, and it kept recalculating it exactly at the level. What people here are like, wow, that's neat, is number one is, can we utilize that understanding to, we're actually seeing some stretch between, do you guys, I guess more advanced people in Rockets who've been here for a while, you understand that the fact that this danced right up to there and it's moving up, it means NQ is moving faster than QQQ. And QQQ moves up 0.1%, NQ move up 0.2%, right? MFFU has not given me my code yet. We got on the phone yesterday to talk about it. I think we're gonna get a straight run discount. That's it. They were asking about a buy one, pass one, get one sale, but I told them that you guys wanted a straight discount. So the point I'm saying is that normally in normal conditions we would have missed hitting that exact pivot. So the question is, should I aim for the undershoot? And then as it moves higher, if this goes up and tests up against it, is that just confirming something? Like the idea is, are we learning something new about how far QQQ moves outpacing the NASDAQ? Or sorry, NASDAQ outpaces QQQ. So you guys that have been in the group for a while understand the conversion, like that thing I showed you. What it means is that QQQ is also rallying, right? But NASDAQ is rallying faster, NASDAQ futures. It's outpacing QQQ. So when this is recalculating, it's moving higher. And then in hindsight, it's exactly on point. That's cool as shit. Now, I don't know if this is just a coincidence we're seeing, but damn, that's cool. Right? We're now catching on a little bit of like arbitrage between the two. Futures are tracking the index and QQQ is tracking the index, and there's a discrepancy between the two, and the dancing here is highlighting the discrepancy between the two. At least at the minimum, it's cool. I don't know if it's because it's in hindsight, it doesn't seem like it's that usable, right? But I don't know what you guys think. Like, y'all tell me. Yeah. It's like where MHP will be able to come down, but we'll come there again, because the MHP is a static number in the options, right? But it's neat to see that, and again, this can just be a coincidence that we're just getting lucky right now. But it's really cool to observe, right? Yeah, Julian's right. Like, is this even actionable? As you guys are saying, is like, as cool as it looks, in hindsight, it's like, oh, it's neat, right? But is that actionable, right? It's a hindsight thing, so probably not, but it's a cool addition just to see that if you were long, this is confirming the trade I am in on another trade, which is based on a different indicator. So I'm long here with my 2 micros, and monthly hedge pressure is bumping right against the pivot. So I'm like, okay, I'm good for the hold. So it's very cool. It's very cool to see this in real time, right? Like, our new inventions are giving us more things to think about. Yeah, it's not really usable, right? I mean, MHP is usable, but the idea that it dances up to the pivot, not actionable for that pivot, right? I agree. As far as confirmation goes, it is showing that whatever I'm in, I have the confluence of that with me. Yeah. And little blue is like, maybe it's just an artifact. That is also the likely possibility. That's just an artifact. It's just a coincidence. And in reality, there's no way to predict an undershoot. Now, the example is, knowing that it does move that much though, guys, the opposite is true. If NASDAQ were to fall and QQQ were to fall faster, think of the other way. If NASDAQ is moving faster up than QQQ, then the level is going to go up. So that means if NASDAQ is falling slower than QQQ, then the pivot will also move up as the index is moving down. That's where it gets fun. You guys follow that? Let me say it again. Since the ratio is such that if NQ is outpacing, if NQ is going up faster than QQQ, then the indicator moves up, which also includes the idea that they're both moving down, which means if NQ is moving down and QQQ is moving down faster, then the indicator also goes up. So in a big sell-off, if NQ happens to move faster than QQQ, or less fast than QQQ, then the pivot will also be moving higher as you're moving lower, and it'd be nice to see them slam right into each other in real time. That'd be kind of cool. So the idea would be when you're selling off, the pivot might move into you while you're selling. That way you can get more exact on the undershoot idea. On the fact that QQQ moves faster, you can actually get in on some undershoots when normally you'd miss those. So maybe half the undershoots can be missed in the case that the equities move faster or fall faster. In this instance where NASDAQ is moving faster on the way up, I agree with you guys, that's not actionable. But on the way down, it will correct the pivot to be more accurate. It's very possible, which means there's fewer missed opportunities on the downside in that case where QQQ does fall faster than NASDAQ futures. Audio lag? Weird. Yeah. Right. Yeah, like this is, it goes to the drawing board. We got to see if we can pull something out of this. Is this just coincidence? Is it action? Is it actually going to repeat itself? Is it going to correct? Like, are we going to see that on futures? I might get exactly on the point when it's coming down. That's kind of neat. So today, right, it didn't tap it. at the moment, but it's cool to see. Very cool to see. My micro's over here doing work. I'm gonna short this audio. What the fuck is going on with my audio? Hold on. Hold on. I don't even know what's going on with this one. Check, check, check. Okay. Check, check. Am I cutting off for you? And my phone, it sounds good. My noise gate is still sensitive. Yeah, I didn't hear anything. Laggy. Oh, maybe the connection was laggy. Well, who freaking knows? 2 micros, baby, putting in the work. All right. How people trading this? You guys, y'all buy any dips? Y'all short any pops? What do you guys got going on here? What's the setup? Audio gone? That's so odd. Maybe just refresh YouTube. 752? Is there? Let's go. What a weird looking day, man. Are we rallying back to high today? For whatever it's worth, it's been one hell of a ride. I did get 60 points on these 2 micros. All right, res is still decent. Everything's good here. I'm gonna take profit on that and just wait. I feel like I got lucky here. Oh yeah, let me close these out too. All right, final tally here. These are. Get your update here for you guys. The 2 micro account basically made 12 bucks that whole round trip. I decided to get back in on it, but that's fine. The other accounts, the other 3 up, down, down. Not bad, not a bad start to the day. All right, now let me just kind of wait on this and see. Bought the dip, long setups. Bum, 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 bum. All right, what else we got here? MHP, go to center, keep head switcher on the left. Oh, that's a great idea. Let me think of this. Labels. Let's see. I'm trying to solve the case right now with when you have the lines on top of each other. What would you do when I'm trying to create a dynamic labeling system that that adjusts the labels? Now, in this instance, hedge pressures will come out to be exactly the same on the conversion. If they're exactly the same, I'm going to create a dynamic kind of way to label these that will create a tolerance. Like if there's a tolerance, if the two calculations are within some tolerance of each other, stagger the labels with a space like this, or put the labels side by side like that. Will interactive brokers work with CQG? You have to ask CQG. I don't think it will, but you have to double check. Or ask your interactive brokers if they have a CQG login. I don't think they do. Should stack them instead of side by side. Well, the thing, right? So the idea is that we gotta do something, right? Normally, what we do here is we put them side by side, or we used to. I guess that's no longer there. Stack them, yeah. But a lot of times the problem with that is, yeah, or stack them vertically. Probably a better idea. You're right. If you get like bull zone, hedge pressure, and monthly hedge all lining up on top of each other, right? You might get like 4 or 5 things stacked, which would be nice to have. You can't have them horizontal in that case. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You'd want to stack them vertically to the downside. Yeah. Like that. That's better. Yeah, you're right. 100% better. All right. So essentially we'll have to write some kind of like thing that detects if there's a like basically a set of tolerance. If two lines are within X% of each other, because everyone's scaling is going to be different. Stack the labels. Sometimes it'll be exact, like hedge pressures will convert over exactly. Walls will convert over exactly as well. But sometimes you might overlap with the DD band, which is static here, and these things might be dancing around it. And you might get a bunch of things lined up on top of each other. The rare case, so on the futures chart, this, and this is static. This is static, and that's static. This stances and the zone stance. So if you get like 3 on top of each other, stack them vertically underneath. So a tolerance would catch the idea that a bull zone is right here and then dancing around it. If the bull zone like dances right up to it, the labels aren't overlapping. But maybe, I don't know, maybe that's too much. Maybe we don't care if that's the rare case. So if the calcs are exact, hedge pressure, MHP zones, which will convert identically. Yeah, let's get that. Stack labels vertically under the lines in the order of MHP, actually zone, which order would we want? I guess the highest priority. We'll do zone MHP hedge pressure. Okay. It's cool to get up every day, to trade on stream every day, to develop a trading platform on stream every day, and to come up with cool ideas with you fine folks. Building our tools as we go. FundedNext resets are at current price they have on their website, not on the original price. Like cheap resets? Is that what you're saying? Is that an intended bug? Like FundedNext resets are dirt cheap right now? Is that what you're saying? Normally the resets are full price. So is there like some kind of glitch going on where you can reset for like a discount? Hold on though. No, he's saying that they're cheaper. Oh, wait, no, you didn't say cheaper. I'm sorry, I read cheaper. FundedNext resets are at current price and do not at original purchase price. Oh, okay, never mind. My bad. Oh, it's full price. Okay, I thought you were saying cheaper. I was like, oh, is there a glitch? That'd be cool. Matt, you're an awesome person. Hey, what's up, Squid? Thank you, man. To come to you on the mic every day. Appreciate that. Great attitude's hard to do. It takes a great person. Thank you. Appreciate it. We kind of have the coolest job. It's like we're adults that get to play with Legos, you know, as a job. We get to build stuff and create things and build it as a team. You guys come up with ideas, we'll make it, and this is kind of fun. It's really hard to hate your life when this is what you get to do every day. Play some music. Market is sad today. LOL. All right. Let me go check on iDoc. She's been sick. Let me make sure she's all right. Be right back. Hang in there. Giveaway pretty soon. We know that here. Bum, 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 bum. We're telling you guys, in the trading world, the nerds are taking over, baby. That's how it's gonna go. Screw all the influencers. The mathletes are coming in for the kill. Was she interviewing yesterday? How did it go? It probably went pretty well. No MFFU code today. It should come out sometime soon. I'm waiting to get the response from them. One of the guy that's setting it up is out of the country, so he's been busy. We had a phone call yesterday, and he's like, "So what do you guys want?" And we voted in the community. It's like you guys wanted a discount, so it's like, let's get a discount. He's like, okay, we'll get it set up for you. I thought they were gonna do it last night, but it should be today sometime. Blackboard is on a line on liquidity map, so that's the open price. We just made it different than the other white lines, so it's easy to see. If you click on liquidity map, the actual legend at the bottom will show you what each one of these things means. The diamond is just the open price. It was a way to dictate the open. It's really not color coded to the platform, but it just differentiates it from the other. There would be multiple white lines, and so it's actually this price right here, open. Revenge of the Nerds, baby. Can you explain in the black? Oh wait, no. What's unique is Matt sets up the right energy and vibe for trading, calm, cool, and collected. Not blabbing like a maniac, but I do blab like a maniac at sometimes. Sometimes I do go on passionate rants about things, but most of the time, keep that calm, cool, collected thought. You know, keep it real. Like trading is all about just keeping it cool, working under pressure. Yeah, I'm not sitting here feeling FOMO. I'm sitting here cool. Like, okay, the market's kind of steady for a little bit. Indicators looking solid. It might pop. Be careful. S&P resilience is tapping the mid again one more time. It could be a complete reversal and sell off today. I honestly, that's why I started closing out my position, as you guys noticed, was because resilience started pulling back right here. This, be careful here. If resilience turns negative again, we're back to selling off. That's why I trimmed out my position. I don't like that resilience is turning. It's still bullish enough to stay long. Anything above 0 is good, and it's barely above 0. But we might probably sell off from here. Price is a mess now. I'll do 100% of prices rest now. What does irrational rules yellow mean? Irrational means that that indicator broke, and then it's a warning that it broke. Any irrational rule, let's talk about it. These are signals to let you know something weird is going on. If something's not green, then you need to check it out. Anytime you break through monthly hedge pressure, that's an irrational thing. Normally on most ideal conditions, 90% and 10% is what happens. Under non-ideal conditions, it's closer to 70% and 30. Okay. So let's just, for the sake of the argument, just use the 90-10 just to demonstrate. It's rarer to break than it is to hold. Even in 70-30, it's rarer to break than to hold. So when you break through on the rare side, when something odd is happening, then this light will turn red. That's all it is to warn you that something on the low probability side is happening. This to get out of the way case. Oh shit, I longed and it broke. I need to get out of the way. These are instantaneous alerts to watch all of them at once to kind of give you a heads up as to whatever's going on. Then here, it's red if it's active, and then if you break it one time and then get back on the right side, then the light is yellow as a warning. Yellow means it's a warning that it already broke one time, but it's back to normal, and then the arrow says it broke to the downside. EP-DD band has broken to the upside and tucked back in. That's why it's yellow. It's giving you that warning. So let's look at S&P's DD band. I don't know. Now that is wrong. Well, that is an error. That should not be orange. Yellow. That's an error. I was like, we didn't break DD S&P. So there's an error right here, and we had some issues with this. Let me make a note of this. My developer who's doing this part of this. Residual. Little residual error. This yellow light means it should have broken, come back in. It looks like it's referencing the wrong value, and we had some issues with rollover and stuff that were creating bugs, and I thought we fixed it, but ignore the DD band errors right now. That's not it at all. But anyways, the whole point of it's to clue you into the fact that it broke and unbroke. So bar coding price, yeah, with res pulling back. So be careful today, because again, the stocks after they waved up are now starting to sell again. Keep this in your forefront of your knowledge here. I like to see when resilience is coming back to take a look at the stocks to see what they're doing. Nvidia's not rallying. Apple, let's see what Apple's doing. Apple's not rallying. Yep, it's all barcoding. Amazon, second wave down. Microsoft pulling back a little bit. Meta pulling back a little bit. Tesla. So I wouldn't be surprised if this turned around and sold off today. I honestly would not be surprised. Again, I don't bet that it's going to sell off, but keep an eye out today, because res is taking a little nasty kind of nosedive down. Now again, it's bouncing, which is okay, which is support. But if res takes another nosedive, this could be down here. So I'm honestly glad I'm on the sidelines right now. Again, if you had asked me to take the trade, I would still maybe take the long with something small for 100 points. But I'm going to always kind of keep, right, this is strong, this is weak. NQ's got a little weakness to it. Does the futures market close during the CPI news? No, it doesn't. It's open all the way through it. What platform is this? This is Rocket Scooter. Let me give you the link to it. It's very cool, dude. It's a very cool set of tools. So with FundedNext, you only do KYC one time, according to their rules. And some people still reported that they're having to do KYC multiple times, which is weird. Now, when it comes to KYC, I'm going to tell you guys, KYC is like an independent third-party thing, and it doesn't mean that I only had to KYC one time. But then again, I'm not trading from VPNs. My IP is static. I'm not using different devices, so I'm not flagging it. I don't have a criminal background history, nothing. If you guys are having to KYC multiple times or KYC failure, some people are like, I don't like FundedNext. I failed a KYC for no reason. I'm like, no, not for no reason. You failed it because you failed a KYC. You didn't pass the background check or whatever. So again, this is trading. There's a lot of shady people out there, or a lot of people flagging the system for whatever reason with not shady reasons. So a lot of times you will be asked to KYC, sometimes more than once, a lot of the times just once. And it's a variable process. Now the standards are pretty strict in the Forex world. They're fighting so much like scammer fraudsters out there. People trying to switch IPs and not get detected, trying to cheat the system all day long. So they are a little strict, and they said they're going to lighten up on it. But you should technically, if you're just a normal person in the United States trading, your background check doesn't fail for whatever background, whatever it is they check. I don't know what the hell they check. You should only have to do a one-time period. I've only done it once. And I'm not getting special treatment as an affiliate either. I went through the same process you guys did, customer service, all of that. Did I make money today? Yeah, it's on the screen, like whatever that is. What is that? 14, 2,000, 3,100 minus 6, 25, 35, 40, 50, 60, 66, 71. I'm just adding. I'm guessing about $7,000 today. You failed at life, yeah. Or that your IP flagged in some database or something, or who knows how these things work. Who knows, whatever it is. I don't know how I think it's like a top secret thing. These KYCs have the algorithms that determine, are you just the real person you said you are, and are you a good you're not scamming the system or flagged for. I don't know how they work, but very few people reported having to do it multiple times. Very few people reported getting failed in a KYC process. But it was weird when people go online and are like, well, they denied me. I failed a KYC. It's a scam. And I'm like, I feel like you might be the scam. I'm not gonna lie. I run a business under the simple premise of the customer is always wrong. Like literally, I know it's the funniest thing you could say as a business owner. I don't care. I'm not running a bakery for families and kids' birthday parties where I'm gonna give a shit what the Karens think. Literally, the customer is always wrong, almost always in my experience. And I say that because it's absolutely true. You guys are business owners. We all agree. The customer's almost always wrong. It's very true. In the restaurant, you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, we made a mistake. Usually it's, you cook the steak the wrong, I get it. But in general, when it comes to like casinos and prop firms, the customer is always going to be wrong. Very rarely are they going to make a mistake. If you got flagged, you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. That's the case. There's no reason they would deny a customer handing them free money. A casino is not letting you in the doors. They're pretty much got a good reason for it. And that's the way that it is. Customers suck in any field. And so, but in general, like, you guys, we do make mistakes and we always mess up. Well, not the customer is always wrong, but in most cases, when there's something that happens in my history, the customer is the one that made the mistake. And a lot of times that's the case. So when I hear people online saying they failed KYC, I'm always like, I wonder what you did. I wonder why you're in some database, bro. Like, so that's how I really feel. And so when people are emailing me like their stuff with FundedNext, they're like, it just sucks, bro. They like, I failed the KYC. Can you help me? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going to go out there and vouch for you like we're friends. Like, I don't know you. Like, oh, this guy's good. Let him pass. No, that's not. No. Can you just vouch for me, man? No, absolutely not. You're some stranger from Twitter. I'm here to help you if like your accounts got delayed or something. But if you failed a KYC and you're being threatening about it, you're like, these guys are a scam. help me get through it, man. And I'm like, no, I don't work for this company. It's not my job. Like, I'm just an affiliate, man. Like, I'm just helping you guys out as a community, but I'm not going to go out there and be like, yeah, this is my buddy Pip Scam 101. Well, ignore the name Pip Scam. He's not really scamming. It's just his name on Twitter. But he's a cool guy. Let him pass. He's fine. I'm like, I don't have that kind of pull. That's the company risk model right there. I'm not gonna try to sneak Al Capone in the back door at the Sands Casino. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my job here. I kind of don't really. Come on, Bernie. Ken Lay, come on, let's go. I got the door open. Sneak in the back. They held it open for us. Your license plate says scamming. Mr. Booth here to see Lincoln. That's from Sunny. That's so funny. I kind of want to show that clip. Where Dave was like, no, I can play this. Let's see if I can find it really quick. Sweet Barnabas. Let me show you the clip that they were talking about. Hold on.
IRS. I'm with the IRS. We've been trying to contact you for months. Have you not received any of our letters?
Letters? What is it, 1986? I don't do letters, lady. I'm all digital.
Well, if you had opened up the letters, you would understand that you're being audited.
Audited? Why? What are you talking about? I'm not scamming the government, if that's what you're saying.
Your license plate says scamming.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Yes.
Okay. I'm with the IRS.
D gets audited. That was that episode. Your license plate says scamming. Money camming. No. What do you mean no? Yes. All right, TD bands. We up here on S&P. Are we getting close? Very close. Now, this alert, I don't know what this is from. It's referencing some. Let me double check. It's referencing the right value. Hold on. 63.96. No, I'm sorry. 64.55. 65.08. 569. Okay, so it's not like referencing the wrong value. I don't know what this is comparing to. Maybe there's some crossed wire somewhere. Wolf Cola is the right cola for closure. Did you watch new season? New season's was pretty cool. I've been watching it. New Sunny season, new King of the Hill season. New King of the Hill's pretty good too. If you ever watch King of the Hill, I think it's an absolute genius show. Like the small town Texas humor is like so relatable. If you live in a Texas suburb, it just feels like it. Arlen feels like any one of the Dallas Fort Worth suburbs could be Arlen. Like you go 30 miles out from the edge of Fort Worth and every single place is like that with a Megalomart and but it's funny. The new season is actually really funny and really relevant to like the modern day. Hank is so out of place, right? And he's more out of place in a world that's like 10 years later where there's iPhones and social media and gender neutral bathrooms and stuff, or it's like it's even a funnier gag on the new show. You want to find an X account in last week, we'll be giving them out. If you contacted Slacks, he's already working on it. Should be getting to you. How do you get the Nasdaq resilience shown below? If you go to indicators and you type resilience right here. You add it as an indicator to the chart. You agree about the Dallas? Yeah. It's not too far off from where I grew up. I grew up in suburbs of Houston. But kind of rings home. In Cyprus. Oh yeah. Dallas is a little more Texasy than Houston. I feel like you get more of the Texas vibes. Houston is more like multicultural mixing pot because oil and gas and medicine has brought like so many transplants here from everywhere that Houston is not super Texasy anymore. You have to go like an hour out and you'll feel it, but like Dallas still has some of that Texas heart in it. The small towns in central northwest Texas and stuff still feel like Texas. A little more cowboy, yeah, a little more country. Houston just feels like Chicago when you go there. Dallas feels like Texas. Everybody I run into these days is like not from here. They're from everywhere else. The outskirts of Houston is pretty Texas. I would say if you go like west of Houston, past Katy, you go a little north of Houston and northeast of Houston, it's a little more Texas. Like the Atascocita area and Humble area, pretty Texas. When you go south, it's not super Texasy when you go south. It becomes more Mexasy. When you go closer to like Corpus Christi and places like that, you get a little closer to Mexico. So Texas is like very Texasy on the east side and the northwest side, but you have to kind of get out beyond the burbs. Yoga song drop for me. There we go. Oh, I play a little bit. Do we full port now? Always, man. Oh yeah. He should just became like this crazy like. Not it doesn't really feel. You can be in Houston, you don't feel like you're in Texas. You don't know. And the suburb I grew up in was just very like kind of like all American type suburb, just your average place. It didn't feel like super Texas. There weren't people wearing cowboy hats. There wasn't like. Yeah. And it definitely didn't have like a lot of Texas flair in the burbs I grew up. Just a basic, normal suburb. You went to Atascocita last week for work? Oh, yeah. Amarillo and Lubbock. Oh, yeah. That's like you go up northwest. Yeah. That's like a little west of Dallas over in those areas. Yeah. It's sweet people and sweet iced tea and barbecue, and you driving through a bunch of farms, people in tractors, and everyone's wearing cowboy hats and boots. So it gets still, there's still some flavors of Texas when you go out west. West is all ranches and oil money. Plano or Llano. Llano. Wait, cover art. Oh, we get some music. Let's hear it. What do we got? Oh my God, Fraser, the cover art. Why is the same picture, dude? Humility tax paid. I didn't even see this one. Okay, this one looks a little less bad. than the other one. The other one, the guy in the front was suggestively placed where it was kind of like hard to imagine what was going on. This is a little friendlier version, Simon. They definitely don't. The other one, the other guy's hand was like angled here, and it kind of looked like he was. So this is the friendlier version of the last version of that, which was suggestively off by a little bit. The humility tax has been paid. There's some kind of weird thing going on because every time we take this the same picture and y'all keep recycling it, that I'm getting older by the photo. The hair in this one is gray. Like 10 photos back, I was definitely young. Now this is like 70-year-old Matt. The only proven strategy, rocket scooter emojis. Let's go. The banana magnet. Let's do it. I love it. There we go. The Ballad of Humility Tax, Matt. Wait, where's the yoga song? Throw it in the song submission channel. 3 Matts, 1 thumb. Yeah, that's my favorite YouTube video. LOL. All right. Do you want to hear some of the?
Yoga stick to the chest, his curve hit the sky. Matt's P&L so big it makes grown men cry. Cocky as hell, but you can't talk smack. He's a traitor who paid his humility tax. Yo, Joe, retreat, incense haze. Sexy teacher with the king shame gaze. Pointed that stick right between his pecs. Said, face your demons to trade your best. Matt bent deep, he held that pose. Faced his fears and everyone knows.
It looks like an 80s action here. It kind of does. And the fact that he's playing laser tag is even cooler. Because no, I was on a world ranked laser tag team in my childhood years. Let's go. I also had long hair at some point when I was a kid. Not that long, but almost that long. It's about that picture. Yeah, I found it.
Pressures of cheese. Rockets cooter under his command, dropping meats all over the land.
All right, so setup today. The run ends at the upper band. That's what I look for. You two had them all at once. Ah, very nice. When's the Mohawk coming out? I don't know. I don't know if I have the ability. I mean, I could probably do the Mohawk. Lanzarote? Wait, where's that at, dude? Simon, where's that at? Stu, man, I haven't had a chance to go through it. I need to really read it, man. I gotta go through it. It's been nuts with the new release and with the FundedNext stuff. I have to go through it and review with the team and stuff. I gotta get everyone together. Nope, I closed everything out. I'm fully flat. I could have held on the other accounts, but once they got up to here, I just closed out. But because this was kind of right on the edge, and I was like, yeah, let me just walk away. So this is it. I'm fully flat. No, hell yeah. The humility attack song is really good. All right, be right back. Exit target 23,839. I'll be back.
Rocket scooter emojis, 100% guaranteed. Ignore the gurus and phonies. It's the only thing you need. Just for easy payments, only $5,000 a pop. This emoji strategy is creating gains non-stop. Rocket scooter emojis. Screens explode with whoosh fans galore. Mad secret weapon, even tech can't ignore. Laser champ, turn traitor, he's got the flair. Slap on more emojis, riches fill the air. More magnets, no looking back. Emoji overload keeps the profits on track. Rocket scooter emojis, 100% guaranteed. Ignore the gurus and phonies. It's the only thing you need. Just for easy payments, only $5,000 a pop. This emoji strategy is creating gains non-stop. Rocket scooter emojis. Emojis are the only statistical edge. Works every time, no need to hedge. Smile is bananas, eggplants too. The more shit on your screen, the better you do. Rocket scooter emojis, 100% guaranteed. Ignore the gurus and phonies. It's the only thing you need. Just for easy payments, only $5,000 a pop. This emoji strategy is creating gains non-stop. Rocket scooter emojis. 20,000 is all you need, and you get the ultimate emoji indicator for free. Rocket scooter emojis. Rocket scooter emojis. Rocket scooter emojis.
Let's go. Market moving up. Let's go. That's a good song. All right. One hell of a day today. There's the DD band tap. 8:39. That's it on the dot. Rock scooter pivots coming in clutch. today. Dang. Who's long to DD? I didn't take it, but I grabbed enough longs here. Everyone here? Anybody long? Anybody fading this? Anybody shorting this? What do you guys got? Longs, baby, longs, baby, longs, baby, longs. Ah. Beautiful, beautiful play there. Dun, 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 dun. Support DD ratio greater than half. Boom. Close early. Yeah, I closed early too. I closed right in here, which is fine. Money's money though. Actually, oh shit, I'm like 200. I'm not paying attention. I'm like $200 away from payout for one of my accounts. Hold up. Okay, let me look it up. Getting close here. Which number is that? Oh, I need 800 more. One more day. Ooh, that's a clean little DD band tap there. Beautiful little long setup right up to the top. I would be closed out on the sidelines, and that's a trading day if there ever was one. Beautiful setup, beautiful setup. What a fun play. Today was really straightforward and pretty easy, huh? Today wasn't that bad. What's next play? There usually isn't one. After this, there's really not much to do. Other than what I normally do, again, not investment advice or anything. What I normally do is if it does hit the band and breaks through and keeps going like higher and higher and higher, I wait, 30 minutes plus to an hour for it to tap the next tap, and then I can long up the band when there's support. I don't ever chase along on the band in the first couple of minutes. I let it confirm that it's going to break out. And almost always it does turn around and bounce. But I mean, I give it time. I miss out on 10, 15 points of move and then wait till the middle of the day to bounce. And that's really where the last play can come out of in these breakout rallies. The other side of the coin is that if I was a bear, I can short off this upper band as a particular setup to trade as a bear. So that's always on the table as well. Bum ba bum, bum ba bum 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 bum. Not making anything else though. From here. Bum ba bum bum. What's up? What's up, man? Someone's one trade away from payout FundedNext. Let's go. Let's go, sir. Can appreciate that. Very nice, very nice. Congrats, congrats. All right, that's it, man. Tapping that 839 in a second here. Get that big fat green candle to go bloop. That's it. If I were long, right on that tap, that's pretty much it. That's the end of the day for the long side. And I usually the end of the predictable day. From there, I usually wait. So this is the moment of time where I just wait to see what happens going forward. That tap is typically the run. So normally what you will see, what's normal, is usually a little bit of like something like this that kind of supports and tries to resist before it goes through. A little overshoot can be happening. Normally, which is customary, is that you will see resistance from this level inside of where this kind of support is before it tries to break. It's rare to break, keep going. So if it's that powerful and that's that powerful, then that's what happens. The only resistance on the way up I usually look for in bull moves is basically this, but it's not worth betting on. Don't bet when ratio is greater than half. So now on the break side, what I normally will do is I will wait, like literally wait. Let it do this, let it do this, let it do whatever it wants to do. And then on the way back down, I'll actually take the confirmed support pivot as long as the ratio is good, and the ratio is very good. So this moment, initial break, as I sit out on this, I don't chase. A lot of the time there can be immediate resistance to pull back. As you can clearly see, we are forming a support underneath here. So any pullback could also be inside of here. So any short scalps are like very small inside of here, you know, just like 25 points off of the band. And S&P is just now tapping its own, I believe. S&P is like a point or two away. So S&P is really the controlling factor, not really NASDAQ. So S&P is where that pivot usually comes from. You're unsure about the consistency rule in the funded level? It's just 40%, so 40% means 3 days to pay out. You guys ready to whip it out? I mean, it is that moment in time. It's that moment in time. All right, everybody, time to whip it out.
Show me your P&L, whip it out. Show your P&L, yeah, whip it out. Let's see the P&L, whip it out, whip it out. Look at the curves. Let's see the bank account. Show me that account. Let's see the P&L too. Yeah, show that thing. Let's see your bank.
What'd you guys get, baby? Let's see it. Whip it out, baby.
What's your mom's maiden name? Yeah, let's hear it. Let's see your birth certificate too. Yeah, whip it out. Let's see that P&L. Oh yeah, nice curve. Show me your P&L. Whip it out. Show your P&L. Yeah, whip it out.
Whip it out, guys.
Whip it out, whip it out. Look at the curve. Let's see that bank account. Show me that account. Let's see that P&L too. Yeah, show that thing. Let's see your bank account. Yeah, oh yeah. Nice curve.
This is not the support. I don't take a couple candles to take the support. I'll be willing to miss out on like an hour worth of run and to come back later and grab the dip on it. Give it some time. I always do. I never chase DD band breaks to the upside. Never, never, never. 1,100, 4,200, 16,000. Legend Smurf. Dang. 669, 27, 1.8, 900, 350, 600, 2,800. Damn, guys. Damn. 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 1,500 bucks. Dang. Nice job. Nice job. Got that banana magnet going on here. The banana magnet, some good stuff. Guys, that is awesome. I kind of want to hear The Market Don't Die as today's song, though.
Rockets fast, scooters slow.
Here's to see how big this run was here. Come on. Come on, why aren't you moving? Here we go. Final run here, 744 to 861. It's about 120 points run. That's a great run, by the way. All right. Inside of here, this is that oscillating area to determine if it is selling off. It does this sort of thing. If it does sell off, which it doesn't look like it is, but that's what it does. If the market is going to rally through here, I wait and I sit out and I wait and I wait and then I let it do this, and I take one final long at the end of the day. This right here, chasing this is the newbie chase. I always sit down on first break. Trust me, I'm known to sit here and wait and wait and wait and wait and this. And then the last half hour of whatever the day, this is the high probable setup on the real bounce. So. So a normal bull side run, once you tap DD band, and normally in the teaching, is usually the end of what I call the predictable day. The market can still do whatever, but this is like good enough. Like anything beyond here would be like particularly over trading. A lot of times I'm done, and for the most part, I can consider myself done for the day. I'm very happy with my performance. I don't feel the need to do much else, baby. You got that payout coming, Tyler? Let's go. This song is hella epic, man. I'm obsessed. Don't lie. Activation for your ETF? What do you mean? Oh, do they? They do. I think it's like 80 bucks. Remember, sit down on first break, right? Every time. I wait. That's what I always do. Always. I never take the first break. I always wait at least an hour for first bounce. Break is rare. The stats on this is actually Only 4% of days will close above it. So I need to get confirmation that it really wants to close above it. Only 4% of days above. In the back test, 96% of days do tuck in. It doesn't mean I short it. It does not mean I short it. It means I wait for it to really stretch above and then I grab the final tap. Again, I wait for hour. I don't take the first break bounce. Nothing. Wait. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. There's a lot of really good songs in here. Haven't heard this one yet. Remember, always sit out first break. Always. This is my rule. Again, I'm really strong. I'm really determined. And again, and it could look like an inching higher, and I will sit out and wait. See if I'm good on this. Sit out first break every time. Oh shit, it's time for giveaway, guys. What am I even thinking here? It's giveaway time. What do we give away today? You know, we got enough accounts to give away like 5 to 10 a day now, I think, something like that. With the old bot up in here. Let's see what we got today, folks. It's always some FundedNext rapid accounts for you guys again. Big volatility event, high chance of double top. Yeah, right? Definitely. 100%. Always wait for an hour for the first bounce. Always, baby. That's why. Red candle's nasty, man. That's why I don't chase the break. Let her rip. It's getting a little flimsy up here. Type in FundedNext in chat, guys. You guys know the drill. Remember, how'd I do so far? My trade plan, right? Always sit down the first break. Always wait. Be smart here. You know what I'm saying? This song is good. I like this one. You know who it sounds like? Hold on. It reminds me of what the hell is it called? What the hell's the name of the band? It reminds me of what the hell? Tantric. Tantric. You guys remember Tantric? and somewhat Alice in Chains. It's that it kind of has a Lane Staley sound to it. Alice in Chains, I can hear it. Does sound like Lane, right? A little bit. It's like a mix of Alice in Chains and Tantric. And the riff sounds like Nirvana. That's what I was thinking too. Like, they got that sound to it. While these people saying FundedNext, we're running a contest. Whenever you see FundedNext on the screen, you gotta type FundedNext. We give away some free prop accounts to you guys. Remember, I always sit out first break. You guys see how I did? This is Bootcamp. This is like all technique I got in the Bootcamp right here. I always sit out first break. I wait for the confirmation. I wait an hour plus for the bounce and I take it. See? All right, guys, having fun at next. We're going to rapid accounts, as we do every single day on the stream. Giveaways, prop giveaways. We like to support our partners here and hook you guys up with some cool stuff. Who doesn't like cool stuff? I feel like in my chair I sit down. Let me raise my chair up a little bit. Like I feel like I slouch down in my chair and I look like really small in the stream. I normally am. My posture needs to be better. You know what I'm saying? All right. FundedNext. FundedNext. It's about the rapid plans here. Let me pull up the info about it. They've pretty much fixed most of their stuff. Let me pull up the sheet here. I can't even see what these damn things on. They were having administrative problems getting people in. For the most part, everybody now, including myself, is having a pretty decent time getting my accounts to the funded stage, which is good. With very little delay, I got funded in one account on Friday, and I got the account by today to keep trading. Hey, what's up, 49? Thank you for the donation, Devin. All right, so where'd the music go? I lost it. Oh well, we're gonna play another song. The same giveaway song here. Rapid Challenge is a pretty cool, very cheap, very inexpensive plan. And I think the sale is still going on until today. I think they actually extended it till today. It's 33% off all in with our coupon. We get a discount plus another discount on top of it. So basically, they're 35% off whatever it is currently right now. And that ends, I think, today. I don't know. You guys check it out. But basically, it's pretty simple. No consistency in challenge phase, a one-day pass, no DLL as well. It's 3 days to pay out 40% consistency, and then you get your payout. You get tiers of 25, 25, 25 on these 100K accounts every 3 days. It's as simple as that. 100% profit split. We did find out they do take out a 3% processing fee, though. It's like 97% split, I guess, at that point. What's the microscalping rule again? For my funded futures, I don't know about their microscalping rule. But anyways, I have to double check on it. Everybody's changing the rules so fast. It's really hard to keep up. We can do a couple of giveaway accounts here while we're chilling. You just passed your first rapid challenge? Oh, very nice, very nice. Up 2,300 in today's market. You find your stuff super helpful. Just wondering what the next steps were to start making money. Sounds like you're doing it. A processing fee. It's a processing fee based on, again, I get payouts from Tradeify with no processing fee. It's a 3.5% or something, which is like a Stripe fee or a Rise fee. Like the payment provider charges them to process the payment, and they pass it on to you. Apparently, actually, push back on that. Jesus Leon, I told them that, you know, they should eat the cost, because then you're not really giving them 100% profit split. And they're like, well, there's a processing fee. I'm like, yeah, but the companies eat the fee. They don't pass it on to you. As like all my Rise payouts from other prop firms, I don't see a fee taken out. So first 1,000 tick day on NASDAQ. Let's go, man. Awesome, bro. Is that you, Houdini? I got to learn everybody's new names now. That's Harry Houdini, I bet. I know the picture. Hell yeah, dude. Very cool, very cool, very cool. 7 win a giveaway. It's coming. We'll do a couple more after this. Yeah, the rapid plans are really cool though. Very cheap. That's like the whole thing. Cheap with no DLL. It's crazy. Motive Man. All in. I mean, the 50K all in is $100, and we get 10% off of that, so it's $90. $90, 1 day pass, no activation fee, no monthly fee. That's the thing. It's all in. It's the weirdest thing. This is why I like this. I'm like, okay, well, the prices are low. They're a big Forex giant. They haven't gone bankrupt yet, so I'm like, okay, that's my risk model. They've been surviving in Forex for a while. They probably know what they're doing. So I'm like, the counts are too cheap. They're too good to be true. So we gotta take it with a grain of salt, but until then, I'm gonna milk it as much as I can. Somebody said, what are these bots? These aren't bots. These are real people. You have to type in FundedNext to get in the chat and to get into the giveaway. 721 participants. All right. 2 of you guys won. We got a couple more to do in a second here. Let's talk about this. This was... All right. Let's see what else we have to give away today. Let's see what day it is of the month. The 12th. Man, we got so many to give away. We're like forgetting. There's so many we got to do. All right. We'll see what we want today. All right, speaking of inexpensive accounts, I think I want to do something really nice for you guys. To celebrate our exclusive discount we're giving with My Funded Futures likely today, let's give away 3 core accounts as well. How about that? Core account with My Funded Futures. Let me bring up the info about that. Type in My Funded Futures, guys can enter. Yeah, no bots, dude. This is everybody types it in one time. If people type it in multiple times because they're just worried they're not going to get entered into it. But all right. So again, comparing the different accounts, Rapid Challenge is an account where you get tiered payouts, essentially, or scaled payouts. So every payout you get is like a certain amount every so often, 1,500, 2,500, and 800 for the different price you do. My Funded Futures Core, similar plan. We've got like 50 of these to give away. All right, so this one right here, different plan. We'll do 3 today. This afternoon, we'll do more. Let's go here. Essentially, with the core, there is no daily loss limit, which is great. No consistency, which is great. All right, we love that. And again, very similar to here, no consistency, no DLL on challenge phase, but there is consistency on funded phase. On core plan, no consistency on funded phase, but consistency on eval. They are flipped around. It's a 2-day pass on eval side, then once you go funded, no consistency on the funded side. So those of you get to choose where you want your consistency, either 1-day pass and then go funded with consistency, or no day or 2-day pass and then no consistency on funded. It's up to you, whichever one you like. Some people like this better because at the funded stage, there are fewer rules, right? So this is kind of a better plan in that aspect, slightly better, but you know, again, to each their own. They're both very similar. This is 5 winning days of $100, then you get your payout. 5 days to pay out. Well, the FundedNext was 3. Again, this is a very inexpensive account, $127 for our discount. I'm not sorry, $77 for our discount. So this is a $77 account with no activation fee, right? So we're talking about the cheaper side of the accounts here. You know, these guys are for your $1,000 payout, it lands roughly at the same price, right, after the discount. So My Funded Futures Core is $77, which is on the low end for $1,000 payouts. So when FundedNext gets rid of the sale, the core plan at My Funded Futures beats this Rapid Challenge for that particular reason, and no consistency on eval. The difference is you have to wait 5 days to get payout, but FundedNext is 3. So again, they're slightly different on each one of them, whichever one you like better, but they're both really freaking good. Your sub $100 accounts to get $1,000 payout every week, give or take. Not bad, right? If you do well. Again, no guaranteed payouts, of course, but if you do well, that's kind of the thing there. All right, let's spin the wheel and get rid of 3 of these. You guys can check it out. I love this song. All right. Rabbit Challenge, which one is the best? I like the idea of the bigger payouts. So for me, with that particular account, all 3 of them are cheap. I'll pay more for the bigger payout, personally for me. Heather Chernage, winner number 1. So if you guys stay with me after this giveaway, we go to My Funded TV. Again, on that hour segment, we give away 25 to 50 accounts in the single segment. So everybody here, tune into My Funded TV. The giveaways there are crazy. Crazy, crazy. Got you, Heather. Can I get FundedNext to extend the discount? I could ask them to, but I think right now, what I want to do, if I were to bug them about that, is to ask them, once everything is finalized and fixed, can you run another sale? Right? That'd be kind of nice. Again, I'm not a big part of the company. They just, as an affiliate, I got some pull, but I don't think I can change their business plan. But I could suggest that, hey, you know, maybe as an I'm sorry to the community, throw out another sale when everything's fixed. It's now 116 with my code. Wait, 116 what? Which account? Andrew Tate, winner number 2. $50K account. Yeah, I think the sale was over maybe yesterday. I don't know if it's still going on now. I thought they extended it for a couple of days, but it might have been yesterday they ended it. Do they do any more fill-out forms to give away? Sometimes they do, yeah. All right, the 3 UV winners. Core accounts, My Funded Futures. Tim Chang, 67. Remember, this isn't the bounce I buy. This isn't the bounce I buy for. I wait at least an hour. Tim Chang. Wow. Maybe I'm wrong. I need a whole album of that. Tim Chang, 67. Not here. Yeah, screenshot your YouTube profile and go message Slacks and Discord. You guys that are winners, go to my Discord, go to the contest channel, message our friend Slacks, our admin there. Screenshot of your Discord ID. You got to give them your email of your FundedNext or My Funded Futures account. They'll give you a link to click and everything that you can go in there and give you instructions on how to get your stuff. Mikey Kuhn. With gurus pedal Lambos. Just brownie in motion. I'll tell you, man, this song is like Super Phil Oakley. This is Human League if you guys like 80s music. It needs an 80s montage going behind it. We watched the scene from the not Phil Oakley song, that video that had like the 80s montage at the end, which is cool. There's like people on the beach with boom boxes walking by, girls rollerblading on the boardwalk, and then the Blue Angels fly over, and there's like fireworks and people flying kites. Straight up 80s. Remember 80s montages in movies and videos? 80s would just like throw a bunch of things together. Like the Revenge of the Nerds, fixing up the house montage. All right. 3 of you guys, all y'all winners today. Congrats, congrats. Oh, Tim Chang did type something. Okay, I guess we have an extra one. Why does it keep doing this? I don't even know. All right, I guess we have 4. Let me make sure Andrew knows that. All right, yeah, we'll give away 4. All right, we gave away 4 then instead of 3. Whatever. All right, you guys get to enjoy some My Funded Futures core accounts. They're awesome. Like I said, I like that the prop firms are giving like very inexpensive options for like moderate payouts. The core is a $1,000 payout every 5 days if you make it to target for $77. Sounds like the Killers. The Killers does embody that sound of that, of the Brandon Flowers, the 80s sound that he has in his voice. Killers go, yeah, dude, they're one of the best modern bands. I always sell, to me, I always say the Killers are like the after like 2000s are probably the best band to come out in the 2000s to 2010s era. We don't think about it because there's not like a game-changing genre like how Nirvana created like 90s music sound, but the Killers created like this sort of indie rock sound that kind of like brought back that kind of like, there was a whole bunch of big bands along the same lines like the Killers and Muse, and there's a whole big arena rock sound that's a unique sound that started getting really big at the time. Dude, super good. Like, all right, cool. I love the music. Good stuff. Like a lot of people, you know, you think about it, like what is a memorable band that like set up a genre? You know, like Nirvana set a genre. You know what I mean? Like Joy Division, or what the hell is the band they became? New Order. New Order created a sound, right? A whole entire sound of new wave, and Phil Collins created the gated reverb drum sound of the 80s. Like, I think the Killers created like 2000s arena rock. It came back. It was kind of like the newer version of Queen. Because after like they came out and started getting big, everyone else started like changing their shows to be like these big arena rock kind of sound to it. Coldplay started modifying their stuff to look like those. Like Killers Live is great, and just that big like arena sound. The Jonas Brothers. You guys like the Jonas Brothers? Somebody said they brought back that cool sound. Yeah. Okay. Chillin', just waiting. I always sit out on the first break. I wait for at least an hour plus for the move to confirm the bounce. Like I don't take the first wimpy break. This does not qualify for me. I'll usually miss out on that to catch it on the second round. Philadelphia Collins. 3 Days Grace, Linkin Park, Green Day. Green Day created a whole genre. They created the pop punk sound that led to like the Blink 182s and the Fall Out Boys and all of that. I would credit Green Day for pop punk. Avril Lavigne and all those artists came out downstream of that. Yeah, they mostly popularized it. You're right. They didn't really pioneer it. They just kind of became the mainstream version of popularity of it. I think one of the biggest pioneers of pop punk and new wave sound, which is kind of like both merged together, would have been the Smiths. I think that Morrissey created an entire, not only popularized it, but became like that sound. The Smiths and Joy Division were like so monumentally important to the sound of the 80s and early 90s. To Have Heart? No, I've never listened to Have Heart. Sonic Youth created the noisy indie rock. That's very true. That is definitely true. Blink 182, the peak American teenage days back in the day. Where are you? Let me go see if I need to check on iDoc a little bit, see if she's all right. All right, remember, I sit out on the first break. I always sit out on the first break. Always, always, always. I wait an hour plus for bounce. Remember, I always sit out on the first break. I wait an hour plus for bounce, and I decide. I look at it, and I see if the conditions are better or worse, and they are roughly slightly worse. Resilience is slightly lower, meaning that there are fewer stocks market cap filling gaps. Now, resilience is not applicable here. It's inside of here. But whenever resilience is slightly lower, it means more stocks that gapped up are now below their half gap. So I'd like to see resilience maintain strength. And NASDAQ has maintained strength, but S&P's pulled back just a tiny little bit. So because of that, I tell myself there's fewer stocks now than an hour ago gapping and going. So it doesn't mean that this can't continue to go. I don't use that as a short signal at all. I just use this as a weakening long signal. The long bounce potential is weakening. It's still good though. We check gold. All right. GLD is nice and bullish from blue to orange right in here. Inside of here, it's bullish. Down inside of here is like standoffish, according to liquidity map, is certainly pressuring from here to here. But breaking through orange is rare, so you can see both days it kind of ended there and stopped moving. All right. Bum, bum, bum. Perfect control. This is the whole point. Trading is about control. I can control what I want to do. I'm looking to see. The question is, do I get the support here? Which is always something I can do, but I always wait for a little bit for that bounce. 96% of days do close below, only 4% of days break, but it doesn't mean I short. I only short off of the upper green if the ratio is less than half, and the ratio is 90%. So the stocks are bullish as all. So this is not a short setup. This is more likely a long setup with just and what I do is I ignore and I miss. Whatever happens now, I will miss. Like I said, I drew it there. Let me draw it to scale. I miss it. Normally what I look for is the market is trying to hold inside of here. It wants to stay in there. But when these breakouts, what usually happens is that it finally gets that last little leg of short squeeze, and then it comes down inside of here and then plays around right there and then supports and then trickles up for the rest of the day. This is a very common move inside of these DD band breaks, which I wait hours for. I don't ever play in the first hour on the break. I let this play out. Like I said, a big part of the time, if it does sell, it sells hard, but it doesn't usually sell a lot. Usually when it breaks, it stays. So what I do is I miss, and then I wait, and then I bounce. That's it. How often does it get to the upper band when the ratio is below half? I don't know that number. We never calculated that. Platform works for everything. Anything that has anything, any futures, any stock, any equities, anything. Yeah. It does the liquidity maps for anything with options. And anything with futures will have all these other pivots on it as well. Yeah. YM, yeah, YM, all of it, yeah. You can load up YM here. I don't have it on my let's load up YM. Let's see what YM looks like. I don't think I buy the data feed for YM. Yeah, I don't. I personally don't have the data feed for it. I always sit out on first break. First break, I sit out. This could be, and again, if I miss out, I'm totally fine, but I usually wait towards the end of the day to get that last little bounce. Like, to me, it needs to confirm that it wants to break and keep going. Because I have to write a check to pay for YM? Oh, is that what it's like? They don't take digital payments for YM. Does DAO have any options volume? Yeah, DIA does. Yeah, 100%. So DIA is what you pull liquidity map off of. It's really solid. Yeah, it's very extremely liquid. DIA liquid here. BLD MHP bounce 1B setup. It's pretty solid, yeah. Because I mean, the equities ETFs have a lot of liquidity on their options. Always wait for that bounce. Always sit out and wait at first break. prepped and ready in case I want to grab some dips over here. Again, I wait. I always wait. Yeah, I normally don't short this. I usually sit out and let it play out. 100%. You guys nailed it, yep. All right. Why our display name changed? I don't know. YouTube is rolling out some weird changes for people, and I don't really know why they're doing that, but more for security, I guess. I just think for security. They've moved away from like the display name or the common name that you can choose to like the unique ID to show on the chat. That way I guess people can see if somebody's a scammer or not, or a fake account. What keyboard do I have? I have the Razer Black Widow, the newest version of it. V3 or V4 or whatever it is. And I have the orange keys, I believe. No, actually these are yellow caps. Normal Black Widow, I always used to get the orange key caps. I like them to be somewhat a slight amount of resistance, but not clicky. So they have one that's like no resistance and no clicky, and I make so many typos with this. So I have the one step up above that. Waiting for the My Funded features better discount. I know. I gotta tell them they need to like. Yes. Wow. Why do I get so lucky every day?
It's from yesterday.
Thanks, baby. Speaking of Nirvana, we were talking about Nirvana earlier.
Why?
Music, genres.
They make a song that sounds like Nirvana.
Yeah, they always make songs that sound like Nirvana. And we were saying that, like, what are some bands that defined a whole generation of music, or defined a whole sound? Nickelback? What's the sound that they made?
The same melodic rhythm.
Corny bar rock. Come here. Come here. Come here. Thank you, man. That smells good. Oh, stir fry.
With that bok choy.
I do like some bok choy.
You do? I should add bok choy in there.
Eh, that's vegetables. I don't need to be eating vegetables. Who needs them?
I still had leftover bok choy, but I don't know if he's gonna like the bitter taste of bok choy in there.
It's not bad. I like it in soups and stuff. Are you in a better place, Pickle? You're no longer in trouble? When is he going? We're sending the dog to obedience school, you guys. He's been bad, like so bad. I don't know, like when we walk him, he's like choking himself on the leash, trying so hard to walk in front of us. He won't pace himself to walk next to us. And it's so crazy how out of control this dog is. So he's gonna go to like professional dog training. He's gonna come back and be like a fucking police dog when we're done. I'm gonna say, like, heel, and he's gonna walk over and stand right by my heels and just heel. Right? You're gonna be like a German Shepherd, trained for combat. He's eating remotes. He's eating all kind of stuff. Some dog whisperer. Yeah, I know, right? A chest vest type leash. Yeah, we do have one. Yeah, that's what we have. And he's like, he's got lift. He's pulling so hard. He's like lifting off the ground. Yeah, like he just has he barks at everything. He needs to be trained. Pickle's going to boot camp. 2-week boot camp for Pickle. Train him how to press the buy button. He's gonna come back and know how to trade. That's 100%. The chest one promotes pulling. Yeah, that's what people were saying when I was reading about that. The chest harness, he doesn't like if you have a neck collar, then they will stop pulling because they don't want to choke themselves. That's what people say. But they'll train. I know we've done this with previous dogs, and they'll train the dog to like look at you when you walk so that they walk next to you. I don't know. I heard dachshunds are hard to train though.
He listens to cues like you've taught him.
Mm-hmm.
He's smart. I don't think he's stubborn either.
Yeah, me either. Wait, they were putting high noon in Celsius? Is this real? Wait. High Noon announces recall of its vodka seltzer beach pack due to inclusion of Celsius energy drink that were inadvertently filled with vodka seltzer. Wait, like the bottling plant mixed up? Oh, that's great. We should crack open a Celsius and see if we get some free vodka. Damn it. Damn it. Thank you, baby. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your dog, Thomas. That's really sad. There's a leash that attacks at the front of their chest that will turn them around when they try to pull. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Okay.
Spirit of my bios is running on this.
Your what?
Like, you know, the back. I don't want you to leave your trade. I know it every time.
Setting your BIOS and has it load every time. It would recognize it, like it can be a mechanical failure. It would recognize it if it was hacked or there, it would still recognize it. What I would do right now is turn your computer, power your computer off. Out of the back and let it sit there. Yeah, so iDoc over here saying like, what is BIOS and why does it keep loading the screen called BIOS? And I kept resetting the computer. It's loading straight to BIOS and it's not recognizing her hard drives in the BIOS. That's why it's not booting anything in the Windows. Yikes. Thanks. Basic input output system. Did the boot priority change? No, the boot priority, the hard drives aren't being recognized in BIOS. There is no boot priority. That's the first thing I looked at. I was like, did you boot priority change to boot from BIOS or boot from thumbstick or boot from whatever? Hard drives aren't even showing up. RIP. Yep. Hard drives are dead. Check loose cables. Yeah, I told her to unplug everything and I was going to go in there and double check everything, like that the hard drive didn't come unplugged or something. Is driving power? I didn't get it. I don't got to. I'll have to go check later. Upgrade the BIOS. I don't know if I should be doing anything to her BIOS yet. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in there and unplug it and plug it back in the drive and see what happens from there. Hard drive defaulted. Is it NVMe? I think your computer's older. I don't know if it's a solid state NVMe or if it's a 3.5 or whatever those older ones were. Did I buy the scooter? No, not yet. Restore defaults first. Yeah, like I was thinking like some kind of, I don't know, somebody had access or hacked into her stuff and changed things up. But it's weird that the BIOS wouldn't detect. That's the first problem. It's not detecting the hard drive, no matter what the settings are. I loaded defaults and rebooted and then it didn't show up. So something on the motherboard either dead or the hard drive is dead or something. I'm gonna try to restore defaults, flash the BIOS, get everything reset again and see if it doesn't pop up. Those SATA solid state drive. Oh, that's the one, yeah. I have a couple of NVMEs laying around. I'll probably just pop one in her computer and reinstall stuff. Yeah, and then I'm gonna take her hard drive and just check it on my computer. Actually, I am not gonna do that because if there's a virus or something I don't want it leaking. I'll put it on another. I have a thing I can look at it from a laptop. I have a blank laptop that I use for these purposes. Yeah. I have a laptop that only has Windows that I use for that kind of stuff. Yep. I have this cool little adapter that all you have to do is plug it into a power source, and the adapter has all the different connections, SATA, everything, and you can plug in any hard drive, including old platter drives, into this thing, and via USB it connects to your computer and you can read any drive, which is kind of nice. I'll just pop that into a laptop and see if I can't. I don't know if it's an NVMe though, because you won't be able to do that with this thing. But it does connect to the old SATA drives. USB drive reader, yeah. It's pretty nice, but it's got like all the adapters on it, so it looks like a little octopus, and each one of them can connect to like any kind of. It's got the new SATA connector, the old SATA connector. Remember, it's got the ribbon connector on it, like the flat ones. Oh yeah. It was good. But I don't know what kind of drive she has. I gotta go check on it. I don't have time. I gotta come back to you fine folks and get ready for my Funded TV. which starts up in just a hot minute here. Both drives dying is 99.999% probable. Yeah. I don't think both drives died. I think she just has one hard drive in her computer. Probably the motherboard battery. You guys have a lot of ideas here. You're about to buy a 4 terabyte NVMe. It's time. That's a good one, man. Are you gonna get the Samsung, or what kind of the Samsungs are good. Those are the ones I've used for years. I think I have like the 980 Pro or 990 Pro or whatever. I forgot the name of it. Yep, this is why you don't short above DD, baby. The 980 Pro. Yeah, the Pro, dude, Pros are nice. The Pros are really nice. Yeah, that's the one I have. Like the 980 or 990 or something. Never had problems with them. They're really good. They have a really long life cycle. They have the flusher RAM oil. Yeah. Download a little bit more RAM from the internet for her. This is why you don't short above the DD bands, baby. That's the rule. And speaking of the rule is it's time to get out of here and go to MyFunded TV. However, you guys will come back over here and do our stream in the afternoon. MyFunded TV, our favorite little spot that we have over there. They give away a ton of accounts there, so you guys make sure you show up for at least the hour. They do a huge 25, 50 account giveaway sometimes. And then I'll be back over here in the afternoon. So I start on my segment there called Lunch Money with Matt. I'm gonna drop the link here in chat. Everybody head on over there. I'm gonna slam my lunch really quick.
Yeah.
Here's the link.
KJ trades, I mean, down 595. That's
come back this afternoon. We'll do a ton of giveaways for you guys, and we'll see y'all later.